एनीवे मु तो जाननी मते माने सडनली बेराउ धरे देले सो आरंभ करिवा काहे ना मते लागुची केते टाइम हे गला बोले
हाँ माने इंडियन टाइम 6:30 कहला आनंद
गोटे मिनिट अछि सर
गोटे मिनिट अछि एग्जैक्टली विल वेट 1 मिनिट
हाँ
बट आपण मानकु पुणी थरे रथ यात्रार जगन्नाथकर बस कृपा रही थाउ समस्तक पई ओडिशा पई आउ आमे आज स्वीडन रे ओडिया एसोसिएशन आज रथ यात्रा करूचंदी स्टॉकहोम रे सो चलची चारियाडे प्रभु कृपा रही थाउ आउ केमती आमे आगु बढ़िवा सेटा हला सबुठ बड़ कथा ओके आई थिंक नाउ इट इज 3 o'clock सो मु जानिनी मो पाखरे एजेंडा नाही
अंजन बाबू अच्छे अंजन बाबू कहे
I think Anjan, can you please take it on? I think that will be better.
नमस्कार जो माने कथा होनांते टिके म्यूट कर दियंतु निजको सो वेलकम एवरीबॉडी समस्त नमस्कार जय जगन्नाथ वंदे उत्कल जननी वेलकम टू OCF Odisha AI OCF AI series. So this is a series because we have been trying to institute a vehicle in which the members of the corporate foundation gets into the AI mainstream um, by different paths that is unique to them. So my name is Anjan Kumar Panda, and today's session would be addressed by Honorable MP, followed by Colonel Aditya Parida, whom we see. We have Pranab Pani, who would be taking us from a venture capital perspective, a landscape. So we are lucky to have Honorable Member of Parliament, Dr. Bekada, a PhD himself, a scholar of computer science, and in the information ministry as an advisor. Who else is the best person to address us when we are thinking of sustaining, when we are thinking of marching ahead into an AI fast and AI everywhere time? MP Dr. Behra sir, please, we welcome you to address us with your vision into an AI fast future. How do we set the vision into an AI fast future? Sir, the floor is yours. Dr. Ravindra Narayan Behra sir.
Thank you all. Very good afternoon to all of you. Namaskar. Jai Jagannath. Vande Utkala Janani. It is a great pleasure to interact with you. I think it is a time gap after so many political hectic schedule entering into my core field, especially in artificial intelligence or cybersecurity, which are my core fields. In this August intellectual gathering, I feel very elevated to interact with all of you. Thing is that when I have done PhD in 2005 on artificial intelligence, first PhD in Utkal University, people are telling what artificial intelligence will do. Now, the time has turned. There is nothing is visible except artificial intelligence. Two things are visible. One is artificial intelligence. Second is cyber security. So you think I am standing committee member of parliamentary standing committee member on communication IT. Lots of discussion on parliamentary committee, technocrats, secretary, IT secretary, government of India, and NPR secretary, combination of them. All are connected with lots of discussion. 3 days back also, there is a meeting. We have visited various areas to discuss on this, and ultimately we have found that the future of artificial intelligence automation is there, but there is a big challenge. I always say India, Bharat, it is born with technology. If you think of our past, those who are telling it is Western culture, this is Western things is there, but I challenge it that all the technology which our forefathers has written or spoken in the caves without any light, without any electricity, without any mobile phone, without any smartphone, internet, or anything else, without any electricity, even if no candle was there, might be some there. So that those things are till date are predominating, and the entire world is following it, and there is no second thought that those technologies which are written and spoken long back since inception of Bharat, we are yet to achieve it with so much of technological gadgets.
Did we lose our stream?
Am I audible?
Now
Am I-
you are, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
you are.
The thing is that we think of the Bharat. So there is a European committee has visited. I was a guest, and one or two MPs were also guests there. So they have addressed, they have spoken.
Some problem.
Sir,
Audio.
I think we lost our stream. We'll wait for the network to settle down.
Yep.
I mean, we're just filling in the here as the network is settling down.
So thing is that they told that actually they have spoken that in Western like this artificial intelligence they have spoken. I told we have learned artificial intelligence with our blood, with us, and we have learned from Ramayana and Mahabharata period. When Sita Mata was there in Ashokavan, so she was unable to recognize who was the real Hanuman. So Hanuman was able to change his shape from small to big. So in that case, so artificial intelligence started from that era. There is a sadhu called Shang Prabha who has teleported the team of Hanuman to the bank of Kanyakumari. And that is the virtual reality concept of that period. It was there, the concept of virtual reality. Similarly, so many examples are there where people think you had artificial intelligence, not only artificial intelligence, what computer you are using. The computer is based on the Ada language. The first language of the computer, Ada language, is based on Paninian grammar. This Indian Sanskrit scholar. So why it is disturbing? So Paninian grammar, it is based on Paninian grammar. So that is the thing is that. So artificial intelligence, lots of things has been changing nowadays from Ramayana, from Mahabharata to present day. The technology has completely overcome from the standard then to machine learning, deep learning, and various other things. Image processing. Image processing is one area where you can think of anything. Means in medical, it is required. In other fields, it is required. Just like you are talking natural language processing, NLP, which I have seen that one of the best topic here, natural language processing. Now, I am suppose Odia. So why I have to learn all the language, Tamil, Telugu, and Bengali, other language? I did not require to understand it. Why I will depend on the English language? I will speak on my mother tongue, Odia. The Telugu people should listen through his language. The Tamil should learn listen through Tamil language and others should understand. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
these are the
Yes.
things that, so technology is there. You should overcome this, that language should not be a barrier for things. You cannot imagine, you cannot dream any your thought process or anything in other language. That is only basically on your mother tongue. In your mother tongue, you can dream, you can think, you can imagine. So that is the point, is that whatever inherited talent you can think and dream on your language. The concept of Vasudhaiva Kundabakam, the global village concept, which is originated from the Jagannath culture, that is now predominating entire world of global village concept. We should think, and that any language barrier should not be there. I have digitized when I was a director in National Information Center, palm leaf manuscripts, all palm leaf. That is a knowledge base of palm leaf manuscripts. Now we are not reading palm leaf, bamboo leaves are there. You are reading other things, even if after that some script, Odia typical script language. These are the outdated nowadays, and we are now in paper stage, paper or printing stage. But what is the next? The next generation, those who are called Z generation, Honorable Prime Minister is thinking to make India, Bharat in 2047, Viksit Bharat. In Viksit Bharat, if you think of a Viksit Bharat, a developed India, which will be Vishwaguru, it will dominate the entire world, it will dominate the entire globe. The recent Operation Sindoor has shown a jhalak that India's military power is supremacy entire world, and also India is the fourth largest financial power of the world. So if you build up the next generation, those who are talking that they are the Z generation, they will not go for this manual papers, they will go on digital way. So thing is that this is the changing phase of going to the digital era. So next, how to do? So I have already studied in Odisha State Museum lots of things: temple construction, Ayurveda, Veda, then your Arthashastra. All the knowledge bases is there, but we have neglected it. We didn't listen. The people from Oxford University, people from Stanford University, Sri Lanka Buddhist University, they have come to do research on this, or the then government and culture secretary.
We'll wait for the
Hello, and culture secretary has given a permission. Entire thing is digitized. Anybody want to do research, they can through net, they can do research. Then come on a further discussion. There are the knowledge base which is available. So this thing you can transfer now. Nowadays, whatever knowledge bases. Recently, as going through the originally, there is a Tarapitha is there in Jashpur district. The first Pali language was written there. There the Odia language is originated. I have studied an article. So Odia language is originated. If you, that can analyze, then it has gone to Dhauli, Santistu, where is there. There's lots of things can be researched on this image processing, and I am told that the archive and archaeology, the subject should be science subject instead of art subject, because lots of technology there, history, lots of vacuum is there in the history. There is a darkness in history. Real history should come to the picture. There, the artificial intelligence takes a major role, and the natural language processing, your pattern recognition, and your AI and ML, that will take a big role in identifying where the language has originated, what are the real thing regarding Buddhism.
अबे नहीं तू जा नहीं यार तू यहाँ रहो जो कौन बोलता है मैं जाऊंगा नहीं तो क्या होगा
Hello.
Sorry, sir. Hello. Can you please unmute?
तुझे कोई बुला
So these are the things which are there. The artificial intelligence will play a big role in the near future. Lots of history will come into the picture, and will come into that. Recently, various things. The entire history, I think, it will take a new shape if you use technology, if you use image processing, if you use natural language processing, and if you use other things, scripted and handwriting, then other areas it can be used. Then artificial intelligence has reality in virtual reality. Now, that physical presence is not required. virtually you can be present anywhere in the world. I was taking that you are nowadays you are talking about drone. This is entire recently we have discussed the general was there from Ministry of Defense and Defense Secretary was also there. How artificial intelligence was used in Operation Sindhu. He told this is only technology war. Pinpoint you have our drone has hit the terrorist camp. This is the first time India has shown. Even when they have captured Bin Laden, they have not done it. They have done came in the parachute, then they captured Bin Laden. But simply pinpointed, you have done with 100% accuracy. That is the power of artificial intelligence. That is the power of India. That is the power of Bharat. India has shown the military power. Similarly, other things are there in temple architecture, archaeology, and history. History will completely change if you really go. You are earlier only using the technology of carbon dating. Now, AI and ML will play a vital role in doing this. So, Pali language are this thing. So, archive also, Odisha State Archive, lots of digitization was there. Vande Mataram, which is written in soil in Jajpur. Bankim Chandra Chatterjee was a deputy commissioner in Jajpur when he has written Vande Mataram. So, very few people know it. Those are things should be there. And history is there, so many other things are there. It should come up. So, and all the data, which is archival data, paper manuscript, all palm leaf manuscripts, it should be it is digitized and further. The intelligence behind it should come up so that you can have intelligent searching and you can transform into the next generation. Because in 1960s, when first computer was there, we are used it wrongly as a computing power. It was only computing, but we have neglected the data science. The data science is actually really power. Now it has come after a long after a long period. The data science concept has come. You can analyze, you can digitize, you can analyze, and you can use the power of AI for the further height and for the new generation, next generation, and digital area. So these are the areas where I'm taking. Then, but biggest challenge of artificial intelligence is your cyber security is biggest challenge. Just have heard about the Jantara group. Now the Jantara group earlier they are coal scandal. They are stealing coal in the train. After that, they have converted to in the digital era. They have upgraded themselves. First, they are hacking. Now they are very high-end artificial intelligence using AI. They have high-end hackers in the world. They are very much talented. If you think of the deep fake and fake news, these are things. We have, even if people like Rajat Sharma, in his name there is a fake news. Rajat Sharma, the prostate can be large, the doctor name was there, it is spreaded in all the Facebook. So we have called Rajat Sharma Press Trust of India and all the journalists and all heads of the electronic and print media have come up. We have lots of discussion how to take action on this fake news. Fake news is the biggest challenge. You see, compared to the Ramayana era, there are lots of fake news are there. That time how they are correcting. Now we are the same age. I think every day, if you scroll down to Facebook or any other social media, lots of fake news are there. You don't know who is what and what is what. Even Pavandeep was met with an accident that we have verified from the other channels because you didn't believe in social media. So these are the things time ago we have to work on deep fake and fake news. Deep fake is very, very dangerous, just like gossiping and anything. If anybody, any AI agent attacks on your system, it will completely narrate a system where a lot of things can be changed. But next generation, for the political people like us, it is a big, big challenge for 2029 election. Then you don't know who is speaking, whether Dr. R.N. Bara MP is speaking or anybody in my name is speaking and scolding the opposite party. That means it will react to me. So each and every stage I told in that word, it is alarming, most alarming for us. Anybody will give a press party name of just tampering the name of Modi ji and cloning the tone. Cloning the tone and image is very, very dangerous nowadays. that is should be taken into consideration. So Modi, it will give some communal speech, but original Modi was not there. So these are the challenges. Now time that cyber security is a greater concern. Each and every stage we should upgrade ourselves. I told the committee also, Secretary, IT Secretary, Information Broadcasting, all. I told 2004, India is affected by cyber criminals. So now technology is marching ahead. Lots of efforts have been given government, continuous, but till date the graph of cyber criminals, hacking and other cyber fraud, it's lying up, not nowhere it is down. Now the next is your digital rupee. Now we are going for the digital rupee. What will say? 500 rupees, digital you get 500 rupees, I will directly. So digital coin is a dangerous thing which is coming up. Unless we are completely equipped with the cyber things, so we cannot control on this. So various other things are there. But this is by Government of India. This is by Reserve Bank of India. So Reserve Bank of India is further coming for. They have demonstrated also. So just like I want WhatsApp, I am giving an image. I can directly send 500 rupees to your wallet. So this is one-to-one. No middleman is there. So banking, it will bypass bank. If you want to deposit, you can deposit in the bank. So this means if you go by in the hands of fraudulent, what will be there? Think of it will completely damage the entire ecosystem and for the world, just like a world war type a cyber war in the entire world. Now it is high time to think about this. We should go ahead in artificial intelligence, but intellectual like us, when a complete awareness is there. If awareness 50% you can reduce, but other 50% technology. The technology, how you are educating, this is a great step that your organization is taking lots of effort in creating this type of intellectual discourse, which I think it will give the message to the entire community, Indian or world community, that what is going to happen, where it is going to happen. You should be very much concerned about this. So data mining, then other branches there are artificial intelligence itself is a big science. So if you think of computerization is different, but AI is completely different. But taking the cyber criminals into consideration, future how to go ahead, office functioning and other any social activities, any e-governance activities, AI is going to dominate the next generation. Means we are completely replacing. This is just like you are a new era of computing. Whatever we are up to this, it is a one era, it has gone. Initially, you have standalone means one era of the second one. Internet has penetrated, you have second era. Now in the third era of AI, ML, artificial intelligence and cyber crime, cyber security. So thinking in your new world, we are going to outdated the new generation, Z generation, they are very, very intelligent. So how they will take it further? Some of the over brilliant people in engineering college, they apply their mind for destroying also. They are showing their power, that technology power. So not only the criminals, they are also showing their technology power. So I think it's high time we should think on this. We should have more communication, WhatsApp or discourse in this, but it should go further to the from Palli to Delhi. From Palli to Delhi, it should go. So that real problem is at the villages. Real problem is how AI can penetrate. We can think of equality. It will bring equality in India, but think is that you should be each and every stage. You should be very careful in going further, just like you're playing chess. I hope all of you are fine, and further I can thank you for giving the opportunity sharing my views with you. Thank you very much. The future is AI, but the most dangerous is your cybercrime, cyber security. Thank you very much. Jai Jagannath.
Jai Jagannath. Thank you, Honorable MP, sir. Dr. Ravindra Narayan Bhaira, sir. It was great to listen from you again. Nice, inspiring speech. Palli to Delhi. What a closer, right? So hope that lets each one of us think of our Palli and see how to take these ideas from Palli to Delhi for to make it as a part of policy making. It was such an awesome pleasure to listen to you, sir. one or two questions if you would want to take from the audience.
Yes, please ask.
Audience, please feel free to raise your hands. I'll be switching to gallery view. Please feel free to raise your hand if you want to ask a question to Dr. Ravindra Narayan Bhairakat. Why don't we ask Santosh Panda? Santosh Panda bhai, why don't you?
Yeah.
uh,
Jagannath,
one
wonderful
question,
to hear you, sir. Wonderful to have an honorable MP with so much of passion and so much of grounded reality of how AI should come to the basic, right, to the very minimal need of people, and rather than very far policy making. So I think great. One question, sir, as you rightly said, in terms of Odia script, in terms of so much of knowledge across states, but I'm just going to focus on Odisha right now. We have so much of depth of knowledge which are archived for centuries, right? And what are your sort of, if you could, if there is some plan coming out or there is something already happening for the audience to know about it, is there anything that is being policy making being done, or some sort of team formation being done, how we can retrieve, how we can get young graduates or young ML and AI engineers to have access to this archive and start what they call it as in terms of applying the data science and deriving something knowledge out of it, right? Because that is exactly what we are seeing with the global product that is coming out, whether OpenAI and others. So I would love to hear if anything in that sort, sir, ଯଦି କିଛି କରାହେଇଛି ସେ ଉପରେ ଆପଣ ଯଦି କିଛି ସେଥିରେ
Yes, in my period when I was NIC, you have done digitized completely. You have given access to the entire actually globe. But now the technology changed.
Yes.
That time only information was there.
Yes.
Now it should be complete revamp on AI, because the knowledge within this manuscript, palm leaf manuscript, bamboo leaf manuscript, or paper manuscript, whether Odisha State Museum or archive, Odisha State Archive, what are the intelligence behind it? Just I am telling that we have digitized actually the Kohinoor diamond. You have heard about the Kohinoor diamond. Where it is? It in the British Queen's throne.
Yeah.
But the original will was there, Raja Ranjit Singh with Jagannath Temple Trust, that he will donate it to Jagannath Temple Trust. The original handwriting of Raja Ranjit Singh, I have uploaded to the website. So that is available in the website, in Odisha State Archive website. But the knowledge behind it, actually, ultimately, the Raja Ranjit Singh has fallen sick, so that he has made an actually agreement with the British, so that he has given it to British instead of giving to Jagannath Temple Trust. So the knowledge behind it, you have to implement artificial intelligence. Any search, any other things inside, whatever they are, the contextual, the handwriting things, all the things that you should be completely revamped. That has become outdated, I am saying. Now it should be completely revamped. I have already suggested Government of Odisha that to take care. Second is that in our committee, Standing Committee on Communication IT, we have called all press, media, technocrats, secretaries. Even if power is a major sector implementing AI, because power secretary was there. Because unless you have a good power, you cannot implement a good database. It's a good data center. For a good data center needs good power. So for that also it is essential. So power, then information broadcasting department has a major role also, not only IT secretary. So these are the things that there. You should bring, we have told to bring a new rule, new act in parliament, so that we can control over social media. We can control over this deep fake. We can control over fake news. There are so many challenges. But for that, it is one thing. But a governance system, in the governance system, e-services, e-governance services, we need completely revamping all the projects. Now I told in third stage, it is ground zero. So in first page is standalone machine, second page desktop, in third page we are in the ground zero. Again we are AI driven and with the challenge of cyber as well. So this step has been taken earlier. Now everything will be start from the scratch.
Wonderful to hear, sir. I think this itself, the kind of stages that you talked about, the data centers, the information archival, the new data science that has to come, because this knowledge, unless it comes out of the root of India, will be fed by the whether the Western economy or the Western knowledge base as such, but we will not able to know the real roots of all this. This exactly example that you gave it, right? Is a wonderful thing that might not be available to a lot of AI, because that data, that information might be archived in now centers. Plus, as you rightly say, sir, this is going to create a lot of employment. Imagine if we have good power centers and data science across districts in the state itself, and then the rest of the India, the kind of employment, the kind of ready-made kind of incubation centers that can come in, because people
Yes,
are
yes.
about it. I think so.
Most
It's a wonderful
important is
thing to hear.
incubation center. You are told the most important is the incubation center. That has a vital role now.
That is a vital role, because we cannot simply expect somebody else is going to do it. We have to create the roots across district so that we are able to collect and engage the engineering graduates to learn, to apply, to experiment, and then that becomes the entire backbone of the entire India's knowledge base as such. Wonderful to hear you. Thank you, and so glad that we have an information ministry which is working passionately and futuristically.
Okay, thank you very much. I may take a leave.
Sir,
Or any
sir,
other
one more
question?
question, sir. Colonel Florida has raised his hand. One more question, sir.
Okay, take it, no problem.
Okay.
Honorable MP Bhairav, ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ଗୋଟେ just ମାନେ because this thing has started out of Santosh who has raised this issue. Being a passionate Odia, staying in Sweden for last 23 years,
Okay.
I have a very feeling, when you go to any small place, it is bit out of AI, but I'm just saying from Odisha's sake. I mean, whenever you go to a small place here also, they have their own history. And anybody going, you have to, any tourist comes there, you try to say what is the history of your city, of your town, of your people, of your land. Unfortunately, in India, I mean, due to various reasons, it is the Mughal rule and the British rule and destroyed and other thing, we have lost everything, but it is still not too late. We can still revive. Jimti, like you are saying, Jajpur, say the Pali Lipi was started from Jajpur. It's a news. I mean, that way we can find out a lot of things, like what is the real history of Cuttack.
Yes.
Any visitor coming, let them visit. What is the history of Bhubaneswar?
Yes.
We are doing things in piecemeal, but we are not doing things passionately. Now with technology, with artificial intelligence and other things, we should think big and we should really devote something. So that is one of my suggestions. And of course, there are other issues which I'll be discussing later. But that is what has been straightway coming to my mind when Santosh raised this issue. And I thought that there is a lot of scope. We have a lot of treasure in our all these palm leaf documents, and a lot of research is required to be done. Unfortunately, I don't know why we
But
are still
you think
pending it.
we are very poor in writing. In 90s, one Britisher has come from London. He has gone to Dhauli to do research on this Pali script and other. He met me. He told, I am surprised how Ashok could able to reign from Kandahar to Kalinga.
Yeah.
True.
We'll wait for the network to catch up. So Shiana's iPhone, I think there is a hand raised. May upon type कर दियंतु sir तांकर question address कर सला पर हुए तो if he wants to take one more. If you can
Okay.
type.
Okay, no problem. I just joined 5 minutes back. I can wait if ask later, no problem.
Yeah, you can shoot your question in the chat box.
Mr. Vanses,
Yeah, sure.
told how he has rolled when there is no electricity, no train, nothing was there, but still that time with how he has done it. So that is a great thing. But he has written a book on this. But we are unable to bring in Kalinga, we are unable to write a book on this. Of course, some books are there, but it is not popular in entire world. Colonization, our Kalinga has conquered Java, Sumatra, Borneo, and colonization. We have implemented that, but that is not reflected. But okay, thank you. Next.
Can I add something on this?
Yes,
Hello? Can I
yes.
add something on this?
Okay.
Hello?
Please.
I wanted to
Please
add something on this.
Yes.
Go ahead, Apurva Swami.
Yeah,
go ahead.
just you told us ଆପଣ କହିଲେ ଯେ
Please unmute.
somebody is muting me. So
No,
ମୁଁ ମୋର ଗୋଟେ
okay. It's
ଛୋଟ
audible.
ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ସପିରିଏନ୍ସ ମୋର ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ଏକ୍ସପିରିଏନ୍ସ ଦେବି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ କରିବି ଯଦି ଇମ୍ପ୍ଲିମେଣ୍ଟ କରିପାରନ୍ତି ଯେମିତି ଆମେ ଯେତେ ବାହାରକୁ ଯାଉଛୁ ସପୋଜ ଦୁବାଇ ଯାଉଥିଲୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ବହୁତ ଦିନ ପୂର୍ବରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଏୟାରପୋର୍ଟରେ ପୁରା ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଲେଖା ଅଛି ସାର୍ ଯାହା କହୁଥିଲେ ଛୋଟ ଛୋଟ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରିରେ ଆମେ ନିଜ ଲୋକେସନରେ ଲେଖିବା ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିବା ଇଟ୍ସ ନଟ୍ ପସିବଲ ଯେ ଲୋକେ ବହି ପଢିବେ ଏଇଟା ପଢିବେ वी हैव टू शोकेज आवर थिंग्स ଆପଣ
Yes.
ଆମେ ବସ୍ ଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡରେ ରେଲୱେ ଷ୍ଟେସନରେ ସେଇ ଛୋଟ ଛୋଟ ହିଷ୍ଟ୍ରି ଗୋଟେ ଭଲ ଆର୍ଟିଫିସିଆଲ ଆଜିକାଲି ଦେଇକିରି ଗୋଟେ ଡ୍ରଇଂ ଦେଇକିରି ସବୁ ଲେଖିଲେ so that can be reflected which is more accessible to the people.
Yes. I accept it. It's good
Good
idea.
idea.
Those things should be implemented more
Good idea.
instead of waiting कि ଆମ ବହି ପଢିବା ଆସିକିରି it is not possible.
ମୁଁ କହିଲି ଆପଣ ଅଏଲ ଇଣ୍ଡିଆକୁ ଫୋକସ୍ କରିକି
we have to showcase our things so that's what I am trying to request ଯେ ଆମେ ଛୋଟ ଛୋଟ ଯୋଉଠି ଲୋକ ବେଶୀ ଯାଆନ୍ତି ଫୁଟଫଲ୍ ଅଛି at least ଆମର ଏୟାରପୋର୍ଟରେ ଆମର ଯୋଉ ବାକି ଜିନିଷରେ ସେଠି ଆମେ ଜିନିଷକୁ ଟିକେ ପ୍ରୋଟ୍ରେଟ୍ କରିବା ତାହେଲେ ସାର୍ ଯାହା କହୁଥିଲେ that can be done.
Yes, thank you. Any other question?
Shana ଆପଣ ହାତ ଉଠେଇଛନ୍ତି. Shana, it's your time.
Yes. Hello, sir. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
So this is Khyana Prabha. I'm originally from Odisha. I'm the co-founder and CEO of a software company, Mumbai-based software company. So basically specializing in AI-driven solutions where we use generative AI for document contract intelligence. Then, am I audible, sir?
Yes. Audible.
Yeah. And the conversational ERP, advanced analytics, and knowledge bots. And when I saw this webinar and I saw your profile, so one question came to my mind, being you are into such a position. So my question is, how can policy frameworks encourage faster adoption of AI in business critical areas like, contract review, regulatory compliance, or document governance areas, which can increase the efficiency and reduce the risk?
This is already discussed in actually what you are telling. Lots of discussion has been made on artificial intelligence, and this policy framework is there. We have given a responsible to I tell multiple, not only single IT department. It is a job of IT department, information broadcasting, even if other departments, even in defense, we have taken into consideration and other things there. So policy decision should be there. It should form in the act. We have told to Government of India, new act is going to take care after our discussion. So all these things what you are talking, those will be in consideration in the consideration of this new act, which will be placed in the parliament in the next session, I think.
Okay, sir. I actually couldn't join earlier. Just 5-7 minutes back I joined. I might not have heard. It's okay. I'll hear this webinar later.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, welcome.
Anyone else?
No, I think it was a very nice discussion from Honorable MP. And खाली गोटे जिनस रवींद्र बाबू I mean Government of India रो Government of Odisha रो and आमे जानूचु जे बहुत रकम रो पॉलिसी होची बहुत रकम डिस्कशन होची आजिकाली हमरो जेमती माने आपनको भलिया एमपी अछंती मिनिस्टर्स भी अछंती जेमती हमरो अश्विनी वैष्णव हेले कि हमरो फॉरेन सेक्रेटरी भी हेले they are all knowledgeable and they're very good. Even Odisha government रे भी हमें देखुचु IT secretary अछंती सब किछ अछि. It is not that people don't know, they don't know how to do policy formulation. The biggest trouble and challenge, I mean, the strategy point of view, It is the implementation.
Yes, yes. This
And
is
taking,
I agree. I agreed.
it is the implementation and taking everyone, whoever are the stakeholders, taking everyone together. Like, if everybody can't join, India is a very complex country with so many languages, so many people, so many political parties, personal interest, and backbiting, all those sort of conflicts. So unless everyone thinks, I can give you one example. Like I'm in Sweden, and I can give Sweden example. And also I can give you example of Vietnam. I was talking to an ordinary person in Vietnam. He says, why government will do? Government cannot do everything. I have to do for my country. They have that sort of feeling. In spite of all the problem they have faced in their country, each one, even an ordinary Vietnamese, so much feeling for their country. आमे बर्तमान कहूचु माने एबे जेमती ऑपरेशन सिंदूर पर समस्त टिके भारत माता की जय ये से टिके आरंभ होउची तापरे 2 दिन पर सब ठंडा हे
जेमती का national integrity should there and national feeling should there. It should not only state policy, it should be individual citizen policy.
Absolute. We have to come. Yes. We have to come beyond self. Unless everybody thinks for the nation. Everybody. I mean, kohuchu bande utkal janani Jagannath.
When 2006 I have introduced cyber security in Odisha, so many objections are there. Why will you implement cyber security? All these things. There is only one foreigner has come. When I talked about cyber security, he just embraced me. Only one person is telling in favor of cyber security, but nobody is supporting me. He was overwhelmed. So this thing, it is our responsibility. Someone has taken our Sanatana Dharma. So many things are there. You think I have visited, our team has visited, the standing committee team has visited CDAC in Bangalore. They are developed the quantum computer. I told who has developed quantum computer? Schrodinger. Schrodinger is father of quantum mechanics. So quantum physics is the father. But before developing quantum physics, he has studied our Upanishad in Shantiniketan 3 months. You know, he has studied here and developed quantum physics, but we are unable to understand now after long days after, we are developing the quantum computers nowadays. The future is very challenging.
Yeah, I think, sir, I think, wonderful.
Sir, more sir, गोटी को ऐड कर थला with your permission.
तो गोटी point add करू sir मु incubation center कहली. I think there is a lot of right now because for the last 15 years we have been in the SaaS industry, software as a services, and प्रथमे जब इंडिया रे आलम वाला समझते कहले जे इंडिया रे किछि SaaS रो बिजनेस नाही. आज आपण देखिते $100 billion इंडिया रो एक्सपोर्ट होची सारा वर्ल्ड को. So I think AI जो फ्रेमवर्क बनिवो बा जो गोटे बेस्ट फ्रेमवर्क जो बनुची जे हमर सर्वम पई जहा गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया सर्वम को जहा encourage करूची अब फाउंडेशन मॉडल तयारी होची. I think the entrepreneurs, the Gen Zs are all looking forward to build for India, and India is a big market for the rest of the world. I think it is all get ready. We are already ready. We are now, at least with AI, we are starting from day one. In a lot of other technologies, we couldn't start on day one. With AI, we are starting on day one. We might have missed out a couple of months, but I think we are ready. So wonderful to hear all the encouragement and the new things that you are building and taking the feedback. And again, for Dr. Palde sir, I think, yes, we can say what was happening in the old India, but I think the new India is ready. It wants to take the challenge in the same speed and doesn't bother about what others have invented or not, right? We are freshly taking the challenge, and a lot of entrepreneurs are coming. And as I run an accelerator, we are encouraging hundreds of applications coming out from India who are applying on AI. So I think
also to make in India.
Yes, I think they are, because the market is here, sir. The way the consumer market is here, once we codify the knowledge and build our foundation model, India's foundation model, I think every application, the way our Beam has been built on API framework. Similarly, once the foundation model comes as a framework, we would be able to get many people to build on this, and others have to come through the framework. So India's future is definitely with the foundation model that we will own and build it. I thought I'll add it there for encouraging everybody that India is on the right track. Let's continue to be on that track. Let's not get demotivated by what might not have happened in the maybe 100 years, because that was a different India as such.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I see one more hand raised. Do you have a few more seconds? from Chinmay Misra. Please go ahead, Chinmay Misra.
Okay, Mr. Chinmay Misra.
Thank you for this thought-provoking discussion, and it is very heartening to see your speech from Delhi to Palli, or Palli to Delhi, rather, actually. And also, it is heartening to see your thought on the compute infrastructure and power, which is also very essential for building what Mr. Santosh Panda just mentioned about Indianized language models or foundational models. I will go a step forward to go to your thought on, say, Madala Panji or a Panini Vyakaran. Anything that is pretty much a Pali encrypted in Jajpur and an encyclopedic small language model on that. So that is where the future lies. While we are a Bangalore-based AI and cloud startup actually, and very much interested to work in this area in vertical small language model and in the space of Odisha. So it is very, very heartening to see your points being in the helm of affairs at information technology, sir. But side by side, we require parliamentary policy where the compute has to be also taken care of. Like, say, the second day of office, Donald Trump has taken an executive order to have this AI and AI leaders being democratizing AI. And the second executive order is on the anvil with the trade war is basically saved, the negotiation, everything to have a greater control over the chip supply chain. So in view of that, it is very heartening to see India is looking for the LLM, but side by side, sir, the compute and power accompanying that, the chips, supercomputers, and all this incredible sort of things needs to be working in tandem. So, and incubation center, of course, work at the intertwined model to develop here, sir. Any thought on that? Any light on that, sir?
Yes. Our Honorable Prime Minister has visited Odisha in Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. He has told Purvodaya to Vikas. So development from Eastern, and Odisha is the epicenter. From Odisha, we have signed so many MOUs, investment there for cheap silicon, all these things are there, MOU has been signed. So for cheap building in Odisha and in India, that is the major focus. So he has invited other. We should not depend on Taiwan or Hong Kong or any other country on chip making. Once we already demo is there, CDAC has developed something, but in the private sector also he has opened. Then the silicon industry should come up and chip making should come up. It is open market now. So once it is there, so India can be self-reliant on supercomputer and other things. That one is power, second is chips. So these two things are there in computing power. We can build up our own GPU. So these are the areas where we can focus. It is already focused by Honorable Prime Minister of India. This is national policy now. It is market is open. India can build up the next generation computer now.
Sir, hoping to Odisha be in the epicenter, looking into a lot of cultural and verticalized nerve centers. Also metal and mining, which is pretty unique to Odisha. To bring AI models on that, we require data centers. It is good to see RBI data center close to Bhubaneswar. Also looking to a lot of GCCs and supporting data center ecosystem in and around Jajpur and all.
Actually, data center can be built. The AI-driven data center can be built in the seasides only. Mumbai, Chennai, even if in Odisha, if it will there, it will be Puri only or Paradip. So in the seaside, because international cabling is there, power is another factor, but which is a constant. But basically, preference is there. Only Noida data centers are exceptional, but most of the data centers are building on the sea beaches. Means in Mumbai, Chennai, and other areas. Even if further, if any data center will be there, it will be either in Paradip or Puri. So these are the things which you should consider, because the international cable connection is easier and feasible through ocean only. So for that, so next it can be thought process can be like this.
Thank you so much, sir. This is very heartening to see.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
So,
let me leave.
Sir, thank you so
yes,
much.
sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Jai Jagannath.
Jai Jagannath. So when Dr. Behra is on the mic, everyone wants to speak. So we are slightly behind the time. So thank you, sir, again. We will move on with the agenda. Agenda is typed on the chat box. So let's give a big round of applause to Dr. Behra sir for gracing us on this occasion and enlighten this. With this, we will move on to the next part. Thank you all for your apologies. We'll move on to the next part. Next part was mine, which was global AI landscape and ODIA AI advantage. That was my part. I think we are running slightly behind the time. So when we say global AI landscape, ଆପଣଙ୍କର last comment ଅନୁସାରେ ମୁଁ ରଖିବି ଏଇଠି Silicon Valley ରେ ମୁଁ ଦେଖୁଛି ଯୋଉ big thinkers, they are all sitting in the library looking for philosophy books to get new ideas. The existing ideas are out, meaning the science that is pushing the AI right now is a 7-year-old science. So now people, all the philosophical leaders are actually looking into libraries. So that's a global landscape. People are looking for new knowledge in the old books. ଆପଣ ଯୋଉଟା ଲେଖୁଛନ୍ତି ତପନ ପାତ୍ର sir, we have a lot of strength in Sanatana Dharma. I believe we should start from there. So global landscape. ODIA advantage we know how to calculate risks. So that is our advantage. I think I will give my time in favor of running the meeting on time. I will welcome Mr. Pranav Pani to give us the capital perspective. He is seasoned. He is a part of different foundership firm. So Pranav Pani, Pranav bhai. I think he is not. So
He's
Pranav
there.
bhai,
He's there.
He's there.
Pranav? Yeah.
He's there.
So welcome you, Pranav bhai. Everybody knows you, right? So with a little bit of your book, or please give us the landscape point of view, from the point of view of the venture capitalist, and then highlighting you for everyone to listen to. Please take your time. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, dear Anjan, and namaskar to everyone. Jai Jagannath. Trust everyone is in good health and in peace. That's very important in life. I'm Pranav Pani. I'm a resident of Bangalore since last 3 decades. Santosh Panda is also a good younger brother, is also around. And well, it's very interesting, particularly when we are talking about technology, and that too related to back home, to our beautiful motherland, Odisha. Now, when you're talking about technology, and particularly something like artificial intelligence, the focus needs to be sharper. I've been listening to all learned speakers here. Very interesting. Particularly, I get attracted to the human perspective of things, the way we perceive things and the way we observe and the way we communicate. So, well, like it or not, it carries always a subjective element to that. That's the reason it gets diluted sometimes. But that's how when people sit together, we go in a roundabout manner to come to the point. And I think the point here today, what the esteemed OCF have hosted about and talking about, the focus to bring in the domain of artificial intelligence and in the context of Odisha. Now, when you're talking about that, yes, there are dime a dozen organizations, there are dime a dozen startups mushrooming literally every week or every month in every corner of the country. there are about 1.23 lakh startups being recognized in India itself, and about close to $75 billion US dollar funding has been made from 2014 till 2025. And it is also expected that in 2025 itself, the funding will come to the tune of 70 billion USD just in 1 year. That's the kind of thing. So that part is happening. But then I'm sure people like you, either who are highly accomplished startup entrepreneurs, indulge in, primarily if you are a techpreneur, you would be even wondering, is it really a statistics or it's a reality? Because as me, I mean, being in the industry for the longest time and being called a veteran, industry veteran and all, so when you grow old, that's a better way to address someone. So people even say that, I mean, I being a startup mentor and a business strategist for businesses, majority of people I've noticed that they reach out to me or to, for that matter, most of the people offering the pitch deck is mainly for funding. Whether it is the seed capital, it's early stage funding, or even all the series that we talked about. There's no end to that. But again, I mean, like I said, if the question is, the government even has long narratives. The central government claims talking about trillions of dollars and all that economy, everything. All kind of schemes have been introduced by the government of India, by respective state governments also, for the development and support of startups in particular. And there has been a focus to bring in, to have the focus, because this is the buzzword across the planet, to have everything in artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep tech, Sounds good. But then comparison is obvious. Ladies and gentlemen, pardon me for saying that. I always believe in striving for excellence. Mediocrity has been ruling India for the longest time. And I do not believe in narratives. I'm so sorry. I'm being very blunt about it. Whether we would like to be a global leader, let's talk facts. Let's be honest. Let's see our strength. Let's do a SWOT analysis. We do have skilled resources available. Who's denying it? Because the same Indians have been making waves across the globe in the Silicon Valley. Why then India is lagging behind? We remain a service industry as far as IT industry is concerned. Why don't we still have a global IT product? We do not have till now. No. Unless you get into that kind of mindset, it will be difficult, ladies and gentlemen, to survive long with just emotive narratives. There are very intelligent people right here in Odisha itself, because I know we have close to 14 lakh Odiyas, the population of Bhubaneswar in Bangalore city itself. I've seen the growth of the city from 1996 till date and seen the contribution of Odiyas. Tremendous. I take pride in that. The bright example being Santosh Panda himself. When IT is in the nascent stage, particularly the startup, Mr. Santosh Pandal kind of bright young minds came forward, had the risk appetite, and wanted to venture out into the less trodden path. These are the kind of elements required. I am proud of Santosh and his tribe here in Bangalore. Many of them. And I keep learning. I mean, I honestly acknowledge the inspiration they share with even people like me. I've been learning from these guys. They're very fast. The kind of things they've been doing. Multiple startups, serial entrepreneurs, they have become one after another. And with all cutting edge technology. Now, when we have the resources available, if we do not compare ourselves, we do not pit ourselves against the best in the world, I think we will never improve. If I have to improve myself, I have to compare with each of you. So much learned, highly accomplished Indians here in this forum, in this webinar itself. I must compare with all humility because I want to improve. If I improve, my knowledge faculty, my neurons will improve. If that improves, I'll have ideas. If I'll have ideas, that could be innovative. If that's innovative, I could create a project, I could create a product, I could create a solution. Solution where I find a gap between the demand and supply. Probably, I could even solve a problem, a challenge that is society, my own society is facing, my own country is facing, my own state is facing. This is the power of technology. This is the power of innovative ideas. And ladies and gentlemen, we all have that. But then this dangerous disease word called mediocrity is killing us. Let us accept it. With folded hands, I'm telling you, this is what I have been seeing moving across India and then going to different other countries and to see where we stand actually. We are probably allergic to some of the countries in the world politically, but then look at how they have developed. Let's learn the good thing from others, the way China, the way Israel have developed using technology. Innovative ideas have been coming out. Why can't we? Why can't we? We can't, always bask in yesterday's glory, yesterday's sunshine. And to move forward, we have to look ahead. We have the future ahead of us, not behind us. We had our history, glorious history, all good things, great people we had. Those are the inspirations. But how do we move ahead? Gentlemen, please allow me, let me complete, then we can probably discuss anything. You have raised hands, Aditya sir. Please allow me. The kind of things which is happening, and particularly in the context of Odisha, if you're talking about. Now, like I said, what are our strengths? Why, in spite of the government's claims, the facilities available, we have an OHUB, government of Odisha. We have various schemes by government of Odisha, government of India, being implemented in Odisha itself for the startup industry, but still, you honestly ask, I think majority of startup entrepreneurs will lament the absence of funding. There is an absence of even a healthy ecosystem. And that's the reason I never believe that India's any technological kind of improvement has happened due to the government. But despite it, India is developing, definitely, way ahead of many countries. Still long way to go. But it's developing because the individual bright minds. I've seen it here in Bangalore, how IT has developed, and it's definitely not because of, there were certain facilities available through the state government, the then government. But people struggled. They had a vision, they had a dream, they had a passion, but they had clarity in mind. And they were determined to achieve it, no matter what challenge they have to face and overcome. That is the kind of spirit, that's the kind of ecosystem we need to create in Odisha. My humble request, that's the reason my humble request to all, whoever is a name in the industry and happens to be an Odia, could be settled anywhere in the world, please think of our motherland, our Odisha. What kind of ecosystem can we create? Why people are still struggling to have the early stage funding? That's the biggest challenge for any startup entrepreneur. Biggest challenge, like it or not. That's a fact. VCs and all, no matter what the media claims or the statistics we gather through, even the government, it's not the reality. And that's a fact. Let's not gloss over. If we continue to gloss over our pains, our challenges, the reality, we will never improve. We need to have, you are talking about in Odisha itself, forget about AI. It's become a fashion to say that let's make this state or that city as the hub of this technology in India or in the world. We are not even 0.0001% of anything. Where do we stand? Where does Odisha stand in anything? That's the reality. That's the biting reality. That's the biting truth that we must accept. But what have we done for it? Are we not responsible even for that? What is our contribution? What do we try to do? If we are, suppose, let's accept that we all are highly accomplished, established personalities, all ODIs. What have we done for the development of technology to develop Odisha as a knowledge society? What have we done? What is our contribution? Could we create that kind of a support ecosystem? Why do we depend all the time on the government for everything? Government has no business in business. Government should be only a facilitator. Government should aid and support, encourage definitely. Facilitate things, as government should be the enabler. The rest of it, you and I have to do. And artificial intelligence that we're talking about, there's plenty of challenges. The idea that you need to look around. It's not like, gentlemen, that the basics we need to discuss here today. I thought the objective is to focus, to create a base for Odisha through OCF. Please correct me if I've understood it wrongly. For particularly artificial intelligence in Odisha on OCF platform. So what kind of ecosystem we need to create? Who are the stakeholders in that? What will be the roles and responsibility, the accountability, the aim, the objective, the vision? What is the shared vision? Let's not discuss about the basics of what is artificial intelligence. I think we are way ahead of that. We should be. Otherwise, it will surprise all of us. When the world is miles ahead of India, where do we stand? What is our role? What is our objective? What is our vision? Let us quantify that. Now, having said that, I would also like to say that when the ecosystem that is being created, which forget about even artificial intelligence for a moment, what I have been noticing in my frequent visit to Odisha means it is Bhubaneswar, everything is confined to, unfortunately, I would say. There is no complete growth of this state. That's the reason. Everything is focused on Bhubaneswar, everything. And the problem, what is happening is, the ecosystem, how is it created? Look at the other developed state of the cities, at least right here in India. You're talking about Bangalore, you're talking about Chennai or Hyderabad or Mumbai or Gurgaon, Pune. Why it is all growing so rapidly? Because here the other very interesting thing which I have noticed and I'm really happy about, which Odisha need to emulate, is when the established MNCs, the corporate, should take the help of keep these startups engaged to complete certain things. So One is it's going to be very cost effective. Second, it helps the local startups grow. They will have a captive business available right there in their base, in their own place. They can grow. So they don't have to, think of the basic of how to survive on a daily basis. This is how you complement each other. So there has to be integration of two things. Integration of technology. AI is connected, related to all kind of things, all kind of technology. All right. Second, there is a AI driven, there is a AI integrated, and then if we could create and focus the AI solution, a product in particular. Product is something very important where it will help India, keeping pace with the rest of the world. If you look at the growth of technology, only it has to culminate in the development and design of a product. That's one thing. Then, if it is the government, like I said, yes, if the government can, having the role of an enabler, some tax exemption for 3 years to max 5 years for the startups must continue, not beyond that. There have been many startups which claim even after 10 years as startups, even after becoming unicorns, even after claiming billions of dollars revenue. That should not be the case here. That's the wrong thing. And second, there is a responsibility of the, like I said, the established company. Say, for example, if Mr. X, who is an Odia, could be staying outside Odisha or even outside India, must think of collaborating as a support gesture, as giving it back to the society spirit, certain part of his own product or solution or services to that Bhubaneswar-based, Odisha-based startup. And if it is, since we are talking about artificial intelligence and machine learning in that sphere, then, that will help creating a good support ecosystem that's required. I mean, what I'm saying is, we should not overly depend on the government for everything. We should not. Please try to understand. Government has its own work, own business. Government, like I said, should be an enabler, a supporter. So the challenges remain. The biggest challenge is the early stage funding. So can Odisha, I'm not again talking about the government, OCF focus on creating a corpus fund for the startup, within startup, segregate a part of it for AI only, since we are talking about artificial intelligence today. Can we create a corporate that way with whatever kind of contribution of the ODIA successful entrepreneur without having a cap on their contribution or without any specific expectation, begin with anything and everything. I was a bit disappointed with organization like TAI, which could have contributed a lot to the development of technology in Odisha, and particularly in startup. Probably OCF to rejuvenate that tie-up with TAI, with CII, with FICCI, NASCOM, and the local society of prevailing startups in Odisha. There is not a proper database available even. I mean, that I was surprised when I had approached even the current government or the previous government. It doesn't have, except whoever is registered. Beyond that, we do not have the data. There are plenty of other in western part of Odisha, southern part of Odisha, other part of Odisha, who are in this sphere very active, but they do not feature. They do not even know what exactly is the process of the government, how to get registered and all that. So that's the unfortunate thing. Decentralization of support process is very much required in Odisha, which is missing badly. Now, humble request, if you're talking about the funding part of it, as a venture capitalist from that perspective, yes, you need to be focused. You need to have a leaner, Lean, leaner team, a leaner model, business model. In a shoestring budget, in a bootstrap model, you need to focus on, because traction is the biggest validation. For traction and to get your idea validated, you need to have people paid for your ideas or solutions or product, whatever you have. That is missing, because many times, unfortunately, what I have noticed, not just in Odisha, I mean across India in particular, people are having bright ideas, great idea, excited, passionate about it, very dedicated, committed, even team members, the co-founders. But then, beyond a couple of months, they're looking for funding. No, that's not the right approach. You need to have certain seed capital. You need to have the pain experience at the beginning from yourself. That is your commitment. It's not like I'll create a business from the market's money. That's the wrong approach, my dear friends. Have the basic things. Look for traction. That's very important. But that is what is going to be appreciated. It's going to attract the attention of the investors, whether it's an angel investor or a VC or an institutional investors. Because what do they look for? They look for this kind of validation of your idea, your sustainability in the market, in the business, your clarity of thought, your confidence level, and your business plan, the roadmap for at least 3 years. That will give confidence because, like it or not, the fact remains that he is putting in money. He is a businessman, the investor. He wants a good, if not more, a return on his investment. How do we assure him? That is where the point lies. The moment we could do that, they will definitely, and then it need not be. There are multiple options. You have against equity, against debt, against preferential equity, or all kind of models you have which you can offer to the investors. It could be a combination of all that. And do not, please, my always humble request to every entrepreneur is, do not focus on valuation. Focus on value addition. It is value addition which will help you sustain in your business for the longest time, not if you are just focused on valuation, because initially without the traction, your valuation is notional. It's got no value actually. So do not expect money to be landing on your lap just because you have certain idea or you've created a website or stuff like that. So that needs to be focused. So my humble request to all ladies and gentlemen, your learned people, please be resolved to understand how this technology, in particular, since we are talking about artificial intelligence, could develop in our own state, Odisha. How do we support them? Think about that and think about a corporate fund. Keep engaged. That's very important. Please do not hesitate to share your knowledge with the youngsters who are probably struggling at the beginning in whatever idea they have. They're tremendous ideas. All the very best. Thank you for giving me time and patiently listening to me. I'm sure there has to be a come out. There should be a come out. There should be a takeaway at the end of the day. It takes a lot of time. Thank you very much. Namaskar, guys.
Namaskar, Pranab. Thank you so much. It was great listening to you. So the next we have Mr. Santosh Panda. So with thanks to Pranab Bhai, please take it away, Santosh Bhai.
Great, wonderful to taking just after Pranab Bhai is wonderful always. because he does make the room energized and make it easy for all of us to, just present, easily. So wonderful to hear you, Pranava. I think, guys, as Pranava talked about it, while we all can, sort of aspire to make Odisha the AI capital, whatever we call it. But I think ultimately, in the world that we are today, so much connected. I take one line from Pranada's statement is that it has to be highest quality as such, right? Because you are no longer building this for just for Odisha, right? You have to compete with a product that might come from Tokyo, might come from Singapore, might come from Silicon Valley, or SFO, or might come from London. So I think that's something that I'm going to start my next topic, which is a founders always a first time. So I think as we talked about how it is important in any technology new paradigm, right? The way Web 1 came in, .com came in, it definitely created trillion-dollar opportunities at that point of time in 90s, 93, 94 onwards. Nobody thought that internet is going to be part and parcel of our life, right? Which has become right now. And many ideas came in during that time, which simply didn't work, right? For example, the way we do a Swiggy today or a Zomato today was launched in San Francisco way back in 98, 99. And those all flopped, right? Because at the end of the day, the beautiful thing that is happening in the entrepreneurial ecosystem, at least as a founder, for a first time, you get fantastic opportunity to be a risk taker, one. And second, and second, have a fantastic network so that you are able to get your ideas to somewhere, to initial set of people to experiment, give you feedback. The world is much better than what it used to be. For example, back in 2008, when I was launching my first startup, right, and I was building out of London, the company was registered in Berhampur, right, Explara, right? So, it is impossible to think about it, right? I just wanted to do it. I just did it, as from that said. Unfortunately, fortunately, the era that time was there was no angel investment. There were no capital formation as such, right? You only can take loans, and the even angel list had not come into play, right? Today, you have hundreds and thousands of angel investment. You have organizations like OCF, where you have fantastic CXOs and founders and corporate leaders here, right? So you have a much better connected world today with angel investments, and no longer you have to depend upon your own money. In the later part, at least you have to, as Pranav also talked about it, you have to have some risk that you put it out from your own pocket, whether your time, whether you bootstrap it, whether you get something done on this side and get going. But as a founder, for the first time, it is not easy, right? None of the technology paradigm is easy, because, for example, even in the .com time, it was hard to build something incredibly well if you are not a genius, whether a technology genius or a marketing or a community building or a sales. You have to be really, really good in one of that. Similarly, in the SaaS world, when we all came in, we came in much later to US, right? US had a Salesforce, which was multi-billion dollar. US had plenty of software companies, and even then we got good companies coming out of India. Freshworks, which is already New York Stock Exchange listed. So as a founder, if you are taking the risk for the first time, you still have the same challenge. The AI is a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity, but it's equally hard, right? In the old SaaS world, if you look at today, it's always the case, right? When SaaS was happening, we thought SaaS is hard. When Web 1 or .com was happening, we thought .com is hard. But if you ask anybody, they'll say, you know what, SaaS is easy, and maybe .com was easy, but that's not the case. So always, if you are in technology paradigm like this, when a new technology comes in, it's harder. And AI has become much harder, because today, if you build something, you will get thousands of people coming and trying your product. If your product is good, if you have done something which is amazing and is good, you don't have the challenge of, hey, who is going to use my product? That was the case, right? Way back, if you take 2006, 7, 8, India came up with a lot of good ideas because it was early internet, but you didn't have a lot of people to pay for your software and use it. That's not the case in AI. For example, we meet so many founders who are building tools today. They get thousands of customers, but if your product is not good, It's going to lose out to somebody in Israel, somebody in San Francisco, somebody in London, somebody in Tokyo, where not. Right? So as a founder who is building it for first time, the beautiful opportunity today is that if you can get a product wherever you are, whichever city you are sitting out, right, whether in Odisha, whether you are in Bhubaneswar or Jajpur or Barampur or Sambalpur, wherever it is. In fact, it is much easier to build remotely today, and there are so many people who are building remotely today. Right, people are sitting in Goa and building it. I'm sure people are sitting in Puri and building it. I know a couple of people who are sitting in Puri and building it. So building from your own state, and the knowledge is equally there. You will get fantastic, like Anjan has been taking a lot of initiatives on AI initiatives across. And again, Aditya sir also, Prada sir also, right? So a lot of AI ML engineers are there in Odisha, equally incredibly good. But as a product, as a first time founder, you have to get your craft in terms of great UX, user experience, your tone, your communication, your finest art. It's not just an engineer. Engineer, you will get it. Left and right, you will get engineers. But they are not going to build the product. You have to drive that to the next scene. And that's where you will start getting capital. That's where you're going to compete with the rest of the world. Because you are not building for Odisha, right? You are building from Odisha, but for the world. If that motivation remains, and you are able to get a fantastic team, rally behind it, and you have lot of domain experts. So one of the good thing in AI is happening, unless in the previous decade where you have to be a software engineer or a techpreneur, what they call it, right? You have to be a technologist to start a company. In fact, I'm so happy that OCF is leading this, because within OCF, you have so many domain experts. You are thinking about insurance industry, OCF will have insurance industry experts. You're talking about healthcare, OCF has healthcare experts. So suddenly AI has made it possible for domain experts and CXOs to go and launch a company, right? Because you have domain experts on every industry, you know where the so-called software as a services has failed or has not overcome the limitation, because it has limitation. Now suddenly in AI, it knows a lot of data science. It has a lot of sort of improvement that you can predict things that was required earlier on to kind of like have some finest engineer to build it. Right, today with AI, once you build your foundational model, as Chinmay talked about, if you have a SLM, right, not a large, but if a small language model, if you go and attack on insurance industry, healthcare, banking, education, all that. So you have now the domain experts with you, you have the engineers with you, you have the world market with you, but you are going to be challenged in terms of competing with somebody at some point of time, right? As we would have all played, whether it's a ChatGPT or a Claude, you can get your basic MVP out in 7 days. Earlier, to get an MVP in 7 days used to cost you at least 5-6 lakhs rupees, right? I know it, right? I built it. So today, it's not going to cost you 5-7 lakhs, because you can get a Claude, and get a $20, which is 1,600 rupees, and get your MVP out in 7 days. Work with somebody in OCF, work with Anjan, work with various other initiatives. So Parida and many, very, very people there, work with Chinmay, come and ping me. I'm happy. I'm running an accelerator. I will connect you to a bunch of people both in the community space and accelerator. So you will get a lot of this ecosystem support. All of us are building for founders to get support, to take it to right domain experts, understand the pain point deeper about it. Because AI is not building a wrapper, right? You can build a wrapper and make maybe money, but I think if you want to truly build something incredible in the opportunity that we have, a $1 trillion opportunity that we have in AI, you need to be building a lot more heavy engineering depth product rather than just a wrapper. I'm not against wrapper as such. If you find a wrapper that makes you $500,000, please go and build it. But if you are such a kind who wants to go deeper because you have a passion about it, you understand that deeper science, or you are able to get domain experts to do it. So summarizing, founders first time is always the same challenge, with only difference is that in which new domain you are in, right? Whether you are in the old world or in a new world. In the new world AI, it has made your life easy to get something out of the door easier. As I just talked about, $20, get your MVP out, right? But it is going to be equally challenging to say that, hey, how do I understand this industry better, so that when I present to a customer who is buying certain insurance product or have been using insurance product as such or an industry, I can demonstrate that I'm able to reduce their cost or increase their throughput, output, productivity, right? So much that they're happy to pay me $1,000 every month or $1,000 or $100 every month. Right? That's the only way you will be able to build a business as such. And that is one side of it. The second side of it, all the ecosystem is available to you freely, right? Nobody's charging. All of us who are building ecosystem right now, nobody's charging anything. We are all in the passion to say that go and build it out there. Don't get also limited by whether you are in Bangalore or not. It takes a flight to be in Bangalore, spend 7 days, invest 7 days here, take an Airbnb or hotel, wherever it is, be with the ecosystem, go back if your cost is, if you are able to maintain the cost or manage the cost, right? Reduce the cost. And it's no longer, the cities are not interconnected as such. That's how I think you, in the new era, AI era, you will able to, go proceed a better way. My humble request is that the venture ecosystem is also going to go a massive underway change right now, because unlike D2C, which is direct to customer, in AI, it's a heavy investment is going to happen later, but it is day one, or I would say we have lost a couple of days because the world has taken over in a lot of product. If you would have seen it, Replit, Lovable, and OpenAI, ChatGPT, many of them, right? So we have to be able to do a fast forward, figure out what India needs and build it, right? And a lot of good foundation model coming in, and don't get disheartened by support ecosystem will be there, but figure out how do you survive the initial 3-6 months for you to do it. There are a lot of good initiatives are going to be taken care. There is a hackathon that is being done by Odisha AI team, I believe, Perpetual Summit. There will be a lot of hackathons that will be initiated by me from the AI Valley Club that we are going to be part, where Anjan is also part of it. It's going to come to Bhubaneswar equally, right? So we're going to take a lot of things to Bhubaneswar because it's Odisha, right? We're going to support Odisha big way, and you are already connected. So any point of time, if you have an idea, feel free to ping us, ping any of us, ping me, right on the web, on the LinkedIn. But it has to be an excellent idea. It cannot be a sort of a small something that I want to figure it out. How do I make it? Kind of thing. Because at the end of the day, it's a quality time that matters, and all of us has to enforce quality mind as such. Right. With that, I will end my quick session. Thank you so much, Osif. Thank you, Anjan. Thank you, Prananda. Thank you, Dr. Parida, for giving me an opportunity and talking about it. I can go on talk about for another hour because this is a very passionate subject, and I want to encourage founders to come. And literally, in the last decade, we have amazing ODIA founders. We have founders like Off Business, which is $6 billion. So don't go by the fact that Odisha has produced some mind-blowing entrepreneurs in the last decade. Whether it's Up Business, Abhishek, whether it's Oyo, whether it's Explara, myself, whether it's Amandra, Ernest Ave, whether you have a bunch of companies which has been producing, and there are so many AI companies and other companies. I couldn't name all of them in this call, but take it as a fact that the AI new paradigm is looking for new faces, new emerging founders that we all will be proud of, right? And there is to be a new breed of founders coming in. Right. With that, I close my session here. Any questions or anything? I'm happy to take it offline, online. Thank you so much. Jai Jagannath.
Jai Jagannath. Hope the new breed of founders would take their inspiration, and we will take that message. It was so nice. So, Chinmay bhai, so what I'm doing is let's give a big round of applause to Mr. Santosh Panda. He is an accelerator. You heard him, very open. So one funny thing about him is, like, we were discussing about Shark Tank, and okay, who is going to host Shark Tank? And somebody suggested Santosh bhai's name, and then I said, okay, no, Shark. He's not a shark. We can bring him into dolphin pond, but shark, no. With this, Chinmay bhai, with your, please take it away. I have added you to this spotlight. Chinmay Mistry, you next.
Thank you, Anjan bhai. And it is heartening to see Santosh Panda ji talking. So it is actually a era where, I will take a bit contra view as far as, the difficulty of AI model is concerned today. So how I look the world, for last couple of decades, I was in corporate and I started 20 months back, maybe 18 months actually, this founding journey. I see that a lot of low-code, no-code platforms are available today. And you see the couple of computes, maybe more, like Azure is there from Microsoft, and we have GCP and AWS. Having said that, the challenges remain, but very heartening to see the comparison, where earlier a POC may be costing about 6-7 lakhs to today. It is just within a week or two, a MVP can be ready, not just a POC. So that is where I see the opportunity for, the micro, small, and medium enterprises who are actually they are struggling in their operation, communication, in terms of their connectivity, go-to-market strategy. So this is where AI is poised to play a very significant role. And it is very fast to implement and, basically doing that. Okay. So the low code, no code, that what I have mentioned, earlier it is a very heavy cycle to do a long planning and then going for actually implementation, which takes multiple weeks. But today, thanks to the platform that is available, readily available with a lot of codes where you can launch as a micro, small, medium, even an enterprise player, your application. So basically, using AI, tremendous amount of opportunity can be unlocked. So this is where, specialist knowledge comes to play, and it is the domain that it is kind of a me too. I too have a use case. I too have a problem statement that I want to solve with AI. But then, it is customary to note that it is very, very important to know also where not to use AI. And the second aspect of it is not about all artificial intelligence that is outside of your organization, but then what you already know as an organization, your operational data and say standard operating procedures, manuals, that is otherwise very difficult to digest or internalize as a rookie staff or employee, maybe requiring earlier a expertise of a pro who spent decades in that area to basically give specialist knowledge. AI can make it very easy, comparatively easy, gives a transcript and learns from outside environment what is there available and what your competitors doing, what the supply chain is doing. So it is actually very fascinating, to have the inside data, club it with outside intelligence as well as big data sort of knowledge that is actually getting generated day in, day out in different forums like Meta and the likes. So comparing that and going for solving process-specific problems. So you take any area, for example, account payable, account receivable, your invoice processing, even, going a step forward, how you are interacting with your customer. Like there is agentic AI, which means, AI agents can start following up as if they're human analysts for fastening your account receivable cycle. So recently I had a discussion with Institute of Chartered Accountants, Bhubaneswar. A reform is awaited and it is a very welcome application. Just to, mention a few of the snippets of how AI adoption, especially in small, medium businesses and how, ODIA entrepreneurs are accepting it. So that is where, one value chain, value stream wise, just translating it to AI, it is an accelerator in terms of augmenting the efficiency. Like you can go for process by process, value chain by value chain, experiment in different areas based on your appetite, be it customer communication, your operation, how you are going for about critical areas like procurement, right? And global trade as well. So, see, the challenge of not adopting AI, it is not just a fascination or a fad, just another technology today. If you are not doing it, somebody else will do. And they are at a different echelon altogether, when competing in the marketplace with you. It doesn't matter you are a tech first sort of a company, or you are adopting tech-enabled company to take your business, strengthening your market share regionally, or going global. So inside of your supply chain, value chain, account payable, account receivable, everything can grow using AI. So I was just fortunate to listen to Nupur Goenka of Tally, who is kind of very common platform. When they look, right, 95% of Indian MSMEs adopt Tally today. But then when it comes to adoption of AI, it is a big challenge for them as well. So in terms of architecture, technology, so all these, a myriad of things are there. We have the baggages. But the good news is, don't have to worry about what system you are using today, right? So what we do at DCET, we look to the digital maturity, we look to what is the business aspiration, and how both can marry in a execution-oriented way than a theoretical consulting report. And we look how, we can transform it using the available technologies, and easily the capabilities can adopt. So then looking to, the people capability, looking into a leaner model, and how we can equip our youngsters fresh out of college to help in these areas is another, strong point to do skill augmentation and basically turn it around. It is also very fascinating to see how institutions like World Skill Center Bhubaneswar, in collaboration with some Singaporean institution, etc., are coming up, and they are building. But it is a long way to go when it comes to AI adoption. So it is just like, new sort of a electricity or comparable to that. It is not just a fad, actually. Yeah, so your competitor is there, and it also creates an opportunity for MSMEs to compete with, large enterprises. You have a Silicon Valley startup, even a startup in Odisha, they are competing with enterprises using this as a specific capability, specifically generative AI and agentic AI. Yeah, Industry 4.0, automation. So your solution that is not very code heavy, and talking in natural language with the application that understands your language, necessarily translates it to, basically democratizing, and business users can do coding, how you and me are talking. And furthermore, it is also very interesting to see that you can do it in Odia as a regional language. And we have our own nuance of the language, and where, the small language model, which is very vertical, very small, we don't have to do sort of go for a large language model having that sort of compute in play. So it is actually heartening to see, and we'll be happy to meet more entrepreneurs who are interested to work on AI to improve the operations and operational efficiency. So we have adopted across few applications in the value stream, like fulfillment, BOQ, project management, looking to account receivable cycle using AI. So in other areas as well, like smart agri-tech, etc. Yeah. So pretty much I'll be happy to connect, take questions, and look for design partners who are interested, to work in this space to make MSME business and this ecosystem a vital one, actually. So, thank you, OCF and this forum. Regarding TIE, I had a point from Mr. Pani earlier. There is a TIE-Con that is happening, in August 9th, 10th. So, I'll try to be personally in Bhubaneswar. Any business, anybody keen to interact, networking, and take forward will be very happy to. So, I'll not take much time. In the interest of time, I'll just conclude my pointers here, and I'll be happy to take if any questions for me.
Audience, you have a minute while Kamal is getting ready. Kamal, you'll be up next. So I'm filling in the silence. Kamal, Shreyas is on from Kamal's team. So Shreyas, are you going to take over?
This is Kamal here, so I can take on.
Okay. So Chinmay Bhai, so thank you so much. I think your invitation for the community to participate is well noted. I believe you will get some nice networks and we will stay connected. This is a recording session. So thank you, Chinmay Bhai. Welcome in, Kamal.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Anjan, and thank you to the Odisha Corporate Foundation for inviting us for this session. It is really great to hear the different talks, different minds of the people. I mean, we were talking about so many things. In fact, I had a question that point of time when Pranab Bhai was speaking on this, probably the startups, fundraising for the startups. So I had a question on that. This is regarding also mentorship. So how we are creating ecosystem for mentoring the startups. So I have a couple of things, probably I will talk about it now. I'll borrow certain things from Santosh Panda Bhai, where he talk about the domain expertise and how the domain expertise we can club it along with whatever AI we're building on with our products. And also Chinmay Misra, he's also talk about similar things. I think we had a couple of many similarities in between us. So particularly when you visit any office, corporate office you visit, I mean, olden days time we have started with our corporate. I'm basically a finance profession guy. And we had bunch of documents where we will be, probably our time goes to identify what is wrong in certain documents. So what is right, what is wrong. So now the time is moving on from the paper. We are slowly moving to PDF documents. Some offices, they say it is a paperless office, but still we are probably in between, facing the challenge between how do we probably eliminate the errors, and then we can focus on the business. The finance guys should focus more on the business aspects, how to add value to the business. So that part, I mean, those couple of issues, whatever we see in our Arthaveda, whatever products we have already built in, so we have some solutions for that already. So what it does, it is not like in a market, any of the OCR tool which is already available in the market. It has already using 3 different LLMs, which not only scan a document, but use its own intelligence to identify whether it is a right document, and it can identify the matching concepts, 3-way matching concept, whatever we generate when it is a PO. So it can match to the PO, it can match to the GRN, and then invoice also it is already there. So the 3-way matching concept, it is already built in that concept, and also it can probably for invoice pulling from the system itself. So how it can we don't have to feed in one invoice one by one. So we can probably link it to our email servers, or we can define a folder, or probably we can define a place where it can pick automatically on its own. So those kind of systems it is already inbuilt in our tool itself.
Right. So Kamal, if I may jump in.
Sure.
So Arthaveda basically was started with an AI first thought that we will solve problems with AI. And we use, like Kamal said, we use triple LLM so that extraction quality is very, very accurate. Because in finance, you cannot compromise on 1 0. You cannot compromise on the decimal space. And you will be handling different countries, different date formats and all that. And all that has to be automatically recognized, not taught document by document. Before, OCR technology was very, in the initial days was not very accurate and was not very predictable. I think AI has solved a problem there. For example, if you were to use Gemini, Gemini does a very good job of understanding dates. So if dates is in the US format or in the Indian format, it can recognize it automatically and put it in the right format. So if you're scanning 10 documents, one of which is a US document, it will still pick the dates in the right format. So 6/7/2025 is actually 7th of June. It will read it as 7th of June because it knows the document is a US based document. So similarly, we have excellent results coming from our products. We also have products that help with reconciliation. For example, across three sources of data for payment gateways, banks, and books. Why is this a challenge? NBFCs, gaming companies, etc., they have crores of line items coming in every day, and even e-commerce companies. Now, how can you handle this manually? You cannot. You will be left over with data that, if not handled well, it will result in write-offs, and many companies have seen this. But a payment gateway for every payment will deduct 2 rupees, 1.8 rupees, 0.9 rupees, which is different from gateway to gateway and which is different by number of transactions for you. All these have to be automatically recognized and set off against the relevant transfer. So a 100 rupee transfer from payment gateway is only 98 rupees in your bank. This automation tool has to look for the 2 rupees as bank charges and set off against the 100 rupees receivable. If this is not done, all three remain as reconciling line items. And imagine if you have crores of line items of this. So we have built AI-based automation tools that solve all these problems. And we are built completely on Azure. And what this does is, for example, if one transaction for us takes 1 minute, 1,000 transactions take again only 1 minute because everything is parallel processed. So that is also how we handle scale, which is with very good speed. And this is how we try to solve problems with an AI first effort. And we continue to build products and we continue to build solutions for all our clients using AI. And Kamal and I, we are trying to solve customer problems at scale using AI. I think this is the way, like Dr. Behra mentioned, papers are not going to be there in the future. A lot of it is, going to be completely digitized. And in this digitized space, we need to find out the right solution. You can even use the tool to audit invoices which are already loaded, right? If somebody has, let's say there is an expense claim and you want to check if the amount entered and the invoice loaded is the same, you can also have it audited. So there are multiple uses of this, and Arthaveda has cracked a lot of it. We have a very capable tech team of IITians and people who have worked in Microsoft and Udaan and large organizations with scalable technology, which is, I think, where we have not compromised on any development capabilities. And that's probably how we are going to continue in solving problems with use of the best technology available. So if you have any questions, we'll be very happy. I just saw the 10 minutes remaining reminder, so I think maybe good to wind up for now.
There's already hand raised.
There is a hand raised. Santanu bhai, 1 minute. Santanu Kumar Jena, if you may want to take 1 minute so that we'll leave with 7 minutes.
And sure, I'm not sure whether I'm audible. Can you please anybody confirm me?
You are audible now.
I am.
So Kamal and Shreyas, you are able to hear him, right?
No, it is not audible. I think you can contact your
Am I audible? Shantanu
Maybe.
here. Am I audible?
Yes, now we can hear
now
you.
you are, yes.
Thank you, everybody. Jai Jagannath to everybody. This is Shantanu from Chennai. First of things, I congratulate for arranging this webinar. Directly coming to point, I have a few things to tell, like what we can do in government level and what we can do in private level. Gentlemen, somebody has told that government is for facilitating, and rest of the things we all know, because honorable uh, uh, member of parliament is here, who is representing government of India. So I can divide it into three categories: what we have, what we don't have, and what we can create. In that area, if you will be searching the talent, so it starts from the schools. And in Odisha, the government schools in all rural area are the most population covered by the government schools. Maybe it is in Bhubaneswar or some Raurkela or some district headquarters. We have some private good schools, English medium schools. But ଦେଖିବାକୁ ଗଲେ, if everybody is comfortable, may I speak in Odia?
Sir,
ଦେଖିବାକୁ
yes, you
ଗଲେ
may.
ଓଡ଼ିଶାରେ
Sir, like
I will
I would
finish.
love to.
I will
I would
finish
love to
in 30
interrupt your
seconds or
thought
1 minute.
process. 30 seconds? Okay, please. 30 seconds.
ମୋର କହିବାର ଥିଲା କି ଆମେ ଯଦି କ'ଣ ଆମ ପାଖରେ ନାହିଁ ଆମେ କ୍ରିଏଟ କରିବାକୁ ଚାହିଁବା, ଆମେ ସ୍କୁଲ ଲେଭେଲରୁ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ। ଆଉ ଆମର ସ୍କୁଲ ଲେଭେଲରେ ଯୋଉ ଟ୍ୟାଲେଣ୍ଟେଡ ପିଲାମାନେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ପର୍ଟିକୁଲାରଲି ଓଡ଼ିଆ ମିଡିୟମ ସ୍କୁଲରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ଗାଁର ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ସ୍କୁଲରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ କେମିତି ଆମେ ସହିତ କନେକ୍ଟ କରିବା, ରାଇଟ୍ ଟାଇମ୍ ଟୁ ଡୁ। ଏଣ୍ଡ ଯାହା ଆମ ପାଖରେ ଅଛି, ଯେମିତି ଆମର ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟରିଂ କଲେଜ, ୟୁନିଭର୍ସିଟିଜ ଅଛି, ଯୋଉଥିରେ କମ୍ପ୍ୟୁଟର ସାଇନ୍ସ ଇଜ ଦ ସବଜେକ୍ଟ, ସେ ଲେଭେଲରେ ଆମେ କ'ଣ କରିପାରିବା, ଏ ଲେଭେଲରେ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ କ'ଣ କରିପାରିବ, ସ୍କୁଲ ଲେଭେଲରେ ଆଉ ପ୍ରାଇଭେଟ ୟୁନିଭର୍ସିଟିଜ, ପ୍ରାଇଭେଟ କଲେଜେସ୍ କ'ଣ କରିପାରିବ। ଏଣ୍ଡ ଦିସ୍ ଇଜ ଦ ରାଇଟ୍ ଟାଇମ୍। ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଗୋଟେ ଭଲ ଜିନିଷ ସେୟାର କରିବି। ଆମର ଅପରେସନ ସିନ୍ଦୁରରେ ଯୋଉ ଡ୍ରୋନ୍ ବ୍ୟବହାର ହଉଥିଲା, ସେଥିରେ ବି ଆମର ଓଡ଼ିଶାର କଣ୍ଟ୍ରିବ୍ୟୁସନ ଅଛି। IG ଡ୍ରୋନ୍ ବୋଲି କମ୍ପାନୀ ଅଛି ଆମର ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱର, ନୋଏଡାରେ ବି ତାଙ୍କ ଅଛି। Their drones were very efficient during this operation Sindoor. ସେମିତି ଆମକୁ ଫଣ୍ଡିଂ ଏରିଆ ବି, ଯେମିତି ଜଣେ ବନ୍ଧୁ କହୁଥିଲେ, ଫଣ୍ଡିଂ ଏରିଆରେ ବି କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଓଡ଼ିଶାରେ ଫଣ୍ଡିଂ କରିବା ଲୋକମାନେ ଯୋଉମାନେ ମାଇନିଂରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, କନଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ସନରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି, କୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ ଓଡ଼ିଶାରେ ଫଣ୍ଡ ଅଛି, ତାକୁ ବି ଆମକୁ ଡାଟାବେସ୍ ତିଆରି କରିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ। ଯେହେତୁ ମେମ୍ବର ଅଫ ପାର୍ଲାମେଣ୍ଟ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଆଉ ଅନ୍ୟ ବନ୍ଧୁମାନେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉମାନେ ଏସବୁ ବିଷୟରେ ଧ୍ୟାନ ଦେଇପାରିବେ, ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆମର ଓଡ଼ିଶା କର୍ପୋରେସନ ଯୋଉଟା ଆମର ସଂସ୍ଥାକୁ ଆରେଞ୍ଜ କରୁଛନ୍ତି, ସେମାନେ ଦାୟିତ୍ୱ ନେଇପାରିବେ। ବାସ୍ ଏତିକି ମୋର ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ। ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ୍ସ ଫର ଗିଭିଂ ମି ଅପରଚ୍ୟୁନିଟି। ଜୟ ଜଗନ୍ନାଥ।
Jai Jagannath. Thanks, Kamal and Shreyas. Colonel Parida, sir, the floor is yours.
Okay, firstly, Jai Jagannath, Bande Utkal Janani. ମୁଁ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରେଟ୍ ୱେ ପଏଣ୍ଟକୁ ଯିବି, ବେଶୀ ଟାଇମ୍ ନାହିଁ, କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ତା ଭିତରେ ଟିକେ ଜଏନ୍ କରିବାକୁ ଚାହିଁବି ଯେ ଯେମିତି ଆମେମାନେ କହୁଥିଲେ ଯେ I mean we have to be globally, if we want to compete, we have to be not mediocre. ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେ ମିଡିଅକର କଥା କହୁଛୁ, ସେଥିରେ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ୍ କ'ଣ ଆସୁଛି, ଲାଇକ୍ ଆଇ ହାଭ୍ ବିନ୍ ଟ୍ରାଭେଲିଂ ଟୁ ଓଡ଼ିଶା ଆଣ୍ଡ ମୁଁ ଯାଇକି ଗାଁ ଗହଳରେ ବି ଦେଖିଛି, and I have gone to the tribal area also. What's happening? ଆଜିର ଯୋଉ ଆମର ୟଙ୍ଗ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟସ୍ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ଯୋଉ ୟୁଥ୍ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ଓଡ଼ିଆ ୟୁଥ୍, ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ପ୍ରାୟ ଆଇଫୋନ୍ ଅଛି। How many of them are using it for their study or knowledge gaining or other purpose? ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ AI କଥା କହୁଛୁ, so the first thing is how to control and how to get all the younger generation and the students. And ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଯେମିତି ଶାନ୍ତନୁ କହୁଥିଲେ, that's a very valid point, and that is also one of my point, that we have to start from the school level. And Anjan, if you recollect, I'm going to start through that. We'll start from the school level, district level, then we'll go to the university and all those things. And for all of your information, I'm also linked with the Young Tinker Academy as one of their advisor with Anil Pradhan. आपण माने जानथिबे आमे दीटा बैच आम ओडिसा रो स्कूल माने गां स्कूल रो जाई कि पिला माने नासा रे अवार्ड नहीं के आछंती and 280,000 students have been trained. Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, UP, Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad. ये सब रे सब समाने यंग टिंकर स्पेस यंग टिंकर स्कूल आरंभ कर सारे किंतु ओडिशा पे हमको असुविधा होची शांतनु वर्तमान कहूतले जे ये फंड अच्छी ये अच्छी बट दिस इज द रियल प्रॉब्लम मिलुनी फंड I have personally contacted two companies and the fund are lying with the company plus the district magistrate and there is lot of issues so mo bartman request karibi amar eti jette sabu achonti sango mane please young tinker academy through re ame chesta karithulu je kemti odisha ro prati school ko jiba kangina ame jodi young the students are the future of the our state and a country ame jodi tanku पिला बेलू धरी पारिबा जदि स्कूल लेवल तांको भितरे आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस किमा स्टेम ट्रेनिंग ऊपर तांको जदि हमें बुझेई पारिबा तांको भितरे जदि गोटे इनोवेटिव क्रिएटिव थिंकिंग करि पारिबा then they will be the future entrepreneurs and startups and they will build up on that किंतु सेथिरे young tinker is unable to do it he says I am ready to support and totally non-profit basis but I need fund and he is not finding fund तो सेथिरे जो माने जेबाको निजो स्कूल रे निजो डिस्ट्रिक्ट रे जो माने हेल्प करिया को चाहउचंती प्लीज कांटेक्ट अनिल प्रधान और मी और प्लीज विजिट यंग टिंकर्स एकेडमी और टिंकर ऑन व्हील अछि जोटा कि से गाड़ी जाई के गां गां स्कूल स्कूल को भी जाई पारिबो से सब रे बहुत किछि हे पारिबो सो दैट इज वन ऑफ माय इश्यू व्हेन वी थिंक ऑफ स्ट्रेटजी फर्स्ट लेट अस स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द फाउंडेशन द ग्रास रूट लेवल द स्कूल then coming to the college and the startups and mentoring and other things. We have already started with Odisha AI that jette sabu amaro AI re skilled professionals achanti. Let them let's make a yes sort of thing. What are the table or a chart? Who are the people who are the expert in their which domain? And any startup, any youth wants to do anything, he wants mentoring, he wants support. So that sort of thing can be done. Like it is very nice, Santosh Koile Jemti, that anybody can contact him. So similarly, it is not possible for everyone to know each other. But if OCF, I've already given this suggestion to OCF, that you should make a list. Who all are the expert in which domain? Like in OCF, whether somebody is an expert in CA, company registration, insurance, artificial intelligence, even in artificial intelligence, whether it is MML or other areas or generative AI, whatever it is, you have to go to the specific area. Then if somebody wants to contact someone, at least he can contact it. So these are some of the issues I feel we have to do it. And Bartman kon hochi, je amane we are all good. But when we start thinking of the state as a whole, Odisha as a whole, we are still unable to be one and work as one. There are a lot of things, like even I have seen in the Odisha AI platform, even OCF platform, I'm from the beginning, I'm also watching. Everybody is good. Kintu jo voluntary ta amar jo voluntarism ta achi, we ame taku kon karuchu je jetwele jaha pakare time hela se setiki bele asuchi tapare se gaib he jauchi. It should not be. If you are a volunteer, you are a volunteer. You should have a purpose. You should have a cause. You are really serious. You should be motivated. Otherwise, nothing is going to happen. Government, yes, we know they are facilitated and all, but unfortunately, it is also a fact that whatever is the government policy and the strategy, that is not coming down and not fully implemented. In spite of that, yes, as Santosh has said and Panyo has said, we have people, but they're all the starters. We have some self-starters. We have some very good examples. But then that is not the question. If we want to make Odisha as the AI center or AI capital, we have to take everyone, starting from the grassroots level, from the village level to the level. So that's all I want to say at this moment. I had quite a lot of things to say, but I will stop it here. And always I will say that we must follow the Olympic principle: Altius, Citus, Altius, and Photius. We have to be strong, we have to be speed, we have to reach the highest level. Then only we can achieve something. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This is what we would listen from a colonel. Great. It was. I think the forum was lucky to hear you, sir. With this, I would hand over the floor with the big round of applause to sir. I would hand over the floor to Usasi madam for the vote of thanks.
Very
Usasi
good
madam, the floor.
evening. Yes, very good evening. Namaste. I'm Usha Shirath, the chairperson of Odisha Corporate Foundation. And it's really, I feel immensely glad that expertise from various parts of the world have joined today's session. And it was a brilliant session. The topic was shaping an AI first vision. And I would like to give thanks to Mr. Anjan Kumar Panda, who hosted the session today. Thank you so much. And I would like to give my thanks to Honorable MP from Jajpur, Dr. Rabinaran Behra, Mr. Santosh Panda, Professor Colonel Aditya Parida, Mr. Pranab Pani, Mr. Chinmay Mishra, and loads of thanks to our Rishikesh Behra sir, who arranged this session today for all of you. And my humble thanks to the attendees who listened, who raised their questions. And definitely in future, we are going to have this session again and again, because we want Odisha to rise, shine in this particular field. Thank you so much. Shivratri. Vande Utkala Janani.
Vande Utkal Janani. Jai Jagannath. Jai Jagannath.
Jai Jagannath.
Jai Jagannath.
So, Jai Jagannath. Officially, the session comes to a close. With the vote of thanks, we will be around for a while if we may. We'll be around for a while if someone wants to have a post meeting conversation for about 9 minutes now. 8:45 would be a good time. So officially, the call comes to a close. Now it is an unofficial goppasopo, if we may. All right. So video re jo mane achanti. So Santanu sir, please. I mean, yours was, I really hated to interrupt, but please go ahead. Santanu sir, तापरे स्पार्टेक इंजीनियरिंग रे video achanti.
धन्यवाद भाई गपसप रे मते स्वागत करथिबार मु हमर आदित्य पंडा सर को प्रथमे प्रणाम करिवि तांकर मोर नाम मेंशन करबा पई ए जो फंडिंग कथा हमें भाबुचंती ओडिसा फंड नाही ओडिसा फंडिंग करूना हती मोर पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस रे मु कहूची फंड अछि जति की सेति की भी प्रॉपर्ली यूटिलाइज हो देखंतो जो मानक पाखरे बहुत पैसा अछि आमे वर्तमान पॉलिटिकल होबानी ए पॉलिटिकल ही कहबा से जो दलरु हो तांक पाखे पैसा अछि आमे भी एकु कि प्रकार फंड अछि का ताको भी डिफरेंशिएट करबानी माने मोर कहबार उद्देश्य होछि कला धन अछि कि धला धन अछि हम पाखे जने जनक पाखे धन अछि आमे सेटा को देखिबा सेथिरे आमे पाइबा बहुत प्रकार रो फंड माफिया बहुत प्रकार रो लैंड माफिया अछंती जो मन प्रचुर अर्थ अछि किंतु से मन केवल सही काम रे अछंती केमती सही लैंड एठी आनिबे केमिति सही लैंड टा को पुनी गुटे कोन प्रोजेक्ट को कन्वर्ट करिवे सेटा को केमती गुटे कंस्ट्रक्शन कोन गुटे करिवे सेते को पुनी सेथरे भी कोटी कार नथिबो ऑक्युपेंट सर्टिफिकेट प्रॉपर टाइम रे दे नथिबे कंप्लीशन सर्टिफिकेट न देथिबे बीडीएस सहित कि अनुमान सहित बहुत प्रकार प्रॉब्लम रहथिबे ए धरणर से माने लैंड बिजनेस करछंती आउ जो माने रहिचंती खणी एरिया रे राइट फ्रॉम बाली रु आरंभ करी कि ब्लू मेटल रु आरंभ करी कि क्रशर करतबा लोक माने सेतिरे बहुत प्रकार इलीगल क्वारिंग होची किंतु कोइंसिडेंटली से मान पाखे बहुत पैसा अच्छी ताकू आमे बाछंद करूछंती सेमान त हमर भाई ओडिया भाई ओडिसा रे जो परिमाण रे जो धरणर गवर्नमेंट रे रनिंग चलीची जो धरणर चालुथुला जो धरणर चालिबो से माने भी तो से ओडिया तांक पाखे पैसा अछि किंतु तांक पैसा रे से माने केमती भाबरे प्रॉपर यूटिलाइजेशन करबे जानिना हमर जदि ए फाउंडेशन रे हो बा जो माने हमर बाहर भाई माने अछंती लंडन रे होंतु सिलिकन वैली रे होंतु बा इंडिया भितर बॉम्बे दिल्ली कलकत्ता मद्रास रे होंतु से माने सब जड़ित तांक सहित से मानकर कोन दरकार से माने गुटे संस्था सहित जोड़िबे सेतिरे से उपाधि पाइबे सेतिरे तांको साल दिया हबो ए धৰণৰ ही तांकर आवश्यकता हमर दरकार कोन तांक पाखर थिबा फंड से माने हमर ओडिया भाई से माने जो धৰণৰ भाबरे हो पैसा रोजगार करि रखिचिन तांक पाखरे आमे ताकू बाछंद करिबानी आमे ताकू मेन स्ट्रीम कानिबा आमे ताकू स्ट्रीम लाइन कानिबा मु आज जदी मते ए पॉलिटिकल भाबुथुए प्रधानमंत्री समस्त कर प्रधान पैसा जा पाखरे थाउ सी जदी आजी क्यूआर कोड रे पेमेंट करूची से पैसाटा मेन स्ट्रीम के आछी कि ना आगुर से पैसाटा कुआड जाउथला आगुर से पैसाटा ग्रे एरिया रहउथला बैंकिंग सेक्टर को आसुथला आज से पैसाटा जा पाखरे थाउ ए जो डिजिटल पेमेंट व्यवस्था हेची जो रिवॉल्यूशन हेची जोतरे कि अमेरिका भी नाउ जेलस अबाउट इंडिया कोन ही जाउची रास्ता कड़े भिखारी भी आज गुटे क्यूआर कोड धरि पैसा मरतवा तेणु पैसा जदि ओडिसा रे जहा पाखरे अछि सेही माने ही फंडिंग कर परिबे कलाधन हो धलाधन जेहेतु आपण गपशप करूचंती मु आई एम टेकिंग ए लिटिल प्रिविलेज ऑन दिस डिटेल कि लेट अस अप्रोच वेयर इज द मनी विल अप्रोच जदि तांक पाखरे सेटा व्हाइट हेवा पई व्यवस्था अछि हम पाखरे चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट अछि हम पाखरे बहुत प्रकार रो फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर अछि हम ताको कन्वर्ट करबा व्हाइट की तांक पैसा कन्वर्ट करबा से माने भी काली जो बिजनेस करबे काहा को डरी की करबेनी से माने भी ओडिसा रे प्रतिष्ठित बिजनेसमैन आज लुचि लुचि बिजनेस करूछन को जगह रे लैंड किनिबा को हेले 100 कोटी टंका लैंड को 50 कोटी टंका किनिबा पई हेरानंदानी करूछि से आमे हम जने ओडिसा के जने बिल्डर को हेरानंदानी के सहित कनेक्ट करबा से माने किछ व्हाइट एंड व्हाइट करूनाती एवरीथिंग ट्रांसपेरेंट हमर भी एटी बिल्डर अछंती जो माने बहुत प्रकार लिटिगेशन भितर भर्ती अछंती ओडिसा तेणु आम भितर एई धरणर स्पृहा रहिबा दरकार हमर ओडिया भाई लोकल रु वोकल हवा पई जहा पाखरे पैसा अछि आमे तांको अप्रोच करबा सेमानक पाखरे रास्ता नाही सेमानक पाखरे बुद्धि नाही सेमान आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस कोन जानि नाहंती मशीन लर्निंग कोन जानि नाहंती पाइथन कोन जानि नाहंती तांको पाखरे पैसा अछि से जो गां रे अछंती सेई गां रे स्कूल रे सेमाने सब प्रोवाइड करिवे से गां रे स्कूल रे आज काली तारीख रे स्कूल रे खाली बिल्डिंग होची टीचर ना अरे टीचर नथिले राइट काइंड ऑफ टीचर नथिले पिला मान को किए मैथमेटिक्स टा ठीक पढाइबो साइंस टा ठीक पढाइबो गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में तो प्राइवेट स्कूल नाही एई जो लोक मान को पाखरे पैसा अछि से मान को जति आमे तांकर जहा रिक्वायरमेंट छोट छोट रिक्वायरमेंट तांको गुटे उपाधि दरकार तांको गुटे पसबारे साल गुटे पकेवा दरकार से माने पैसा देबे तेणु आमको आम ओडिया भाईकर फंड जोटी अछि तांको मैनेज करिवा फंड अछि लैंड माफिया के पाखरे फंड अछि क्वारी माफिया के पाखरे तेणु जदि आमे ओडिसा रो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस रु मशीन लर्निंग पर्यंत प्रमोट करिवा हमको तांको पाखर फंड आनि कि तांकरी माध्यम रे आज जदि के जने ड्रोन करि पारुची से आईजी ड्रोन गुटे कोन अछि से माने डीआरडीओ को दउचंती तांकर ड्रोन बहुत ऑपरेशन सिंधु रे व्यवहार हेतिला से माने भुवनेश्वर बेस्ट कंपनी तांकर नोएडा रे कंपनी अछि आई जस्ट केम टू नो रिसेंटली से माने स्टार्टअप
सर से जो आईजी ड्रोन रो जे बोधी आपनकर आदित्य परिडा सारंकर जन
मु से कथा कहूची मु जस्ट एग्जांपल दउची जे एटा मु गुटे जस्ट हांडी भातर गुटे चिपिला भलिया गपसप रे मु कहूची आमको आम भितरे कहारी जेमती सार कहले आदित्य सार आम भितरे बहुत माने ग्रुपिज्म अछि आमे एकत्रित होई पारुना आम पाखरे आमे सब भलो लोक हमर उद्देश्य भलो किंतु हमर कार्य करिवा शैली गुजरात लोक राजस्थान लोक सहित कंपेयर कले आमे देशी कंकड़ा आमे सेटा को ओवरकम करिया को पड़ियो हमको प्रति गां रो स्कूल रे पहुंचिया को पड़ियो हमको टैलेंट हंटिंग करिया को पड़ियो से चाहे कई आदिवासी पिला हो चाहे को हरिजन पिला हो से माने हम गां रो स्कूल रे गवर्नमेंट स्कूल रे पढुचंती एथरे गवर्नमेंट रो स्कूल होची ओडिसा रे सबठारु अधिका स्कूल ओडिसा रो गवर्नमेंट होची सबठारु बेसी धनी अब जदि कोनसी गुटे प्रोजेक्ट आपण କରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି କୌଣସି ବିଜନେସ କରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି ଓଡିଶା ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ will be the biggest client ଆପଣ
So
ଚେକ୍
we
କରି
will be
ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ
happy
ଆପଣ
to
post
know ଆପଣ ଖୁସି ହେବେ ଜାଣିକି ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ପିଲାଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ AI ଗୋଟେ ବହି ପବ୍ଲିଶ କରାଯାଇଛି। ପ୍ରଶାନ୍ତ କୁମାର ବେହେରା ଲେଖିଛନ୍ତି ସେ ବହି ସିରିଏଲ ଏଣ୍ଟରପ୍ରେନ୍ୟୁର, ଦେବୁ ପଣ୍ଡା ତାକୁ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସଲେଟ କରୁଛନ୍ତି। ଆଉ ଆମେ ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥା କରୁଛୁ ଯେ ଓଡ଼ିଶାର ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ସ୍କୁଲରେ ସେ ବହିଟା ପହଞ୍ଚିବ, ତା ପାଇଁ ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥା ଚାଲିଛି ଓଡ଼ିଶା AI ତରଫରୁ।
ବହୁତ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆପଣ ଓଡିଶାର ବହିଟା ପହଞ୍ଚେଇବେ ଟିଚର କାନ୍ତି ମୋର ଦରକାର ଯେମିତି ହସ୍ପିଟାଲରେ ଡକ୍ଟର ଦରକାର ମୋର ଓଡିଶାର ସ୍କୁଲରେ ଟିଚର ଦରକାର ଭଲେଣ୍ଟିୟର ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ଯଦି ପ୍ରୋଭାଇଡ ନ କରି ପାରୁଛି ସେଇ ଗାଁରେ କେହି ପିଲା ଯାଇଥିବେ ଯିଏ ବୁର୍ଲାରେ ରାଉରକେଲାରେ ପାଠ ପଢିଥିବେ ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱରରେ ଥିବେ ସେମାନେ ଭିଜିଟିଂ ପ୍ରଫେସର ଭଳି ଭିଜିଟିଂ ଟିଚର ଭଳି ସଟରଡେ ସଣ୍ଡେ ଯାଇକି ସେମାନେ ସେ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ପଢା ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ଦେଇପାରିବନି ଆମର ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ଯାଇକି ଯୋଉ ବହିଟା ଆପଣ ଓଡିଆକୁ ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସଲେଟ କରିଛନ୍ତି ସେ ସ୍କୁଲରେ ପହଞ୍ଚେଇଲେ ସେ ସ୍କୁଲର ଟିଚର ମାନେ ସେଟାକୁ ପଢେଇ ପାରିବେ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ମୁଁ ମୋ ଗାଁ କଥା କହୁଛି ମୁଁ ମୋ ଗାଁକୁ ଯାଇଥିଲି ପଢେଇବା ପାଇଁ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ମୁଁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ପଚାରିଲି ଯେ ମ୍ୟାଥମେଟିକ୍ସ ପଢଉଛନ୍ତି ଏତିକି ଜଣ ସୈନ୍ୟଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ ସୈନ୍ୟ ଛାଉଣୀରେ ଏତିକି ଦିନର ଖାଦ୍ୟ ଥିଲା ଏତିକି ଦିନ ପରେ ଏତିକି ସୈନ୍ୟ ପଳେଇ ଆସିଲେ ବାକି ସୈନ୍ୟଙ୍କର ବାକି ଖାଦ୍ୟ କେତେ ଦିନ ଯିବ ସେ କରିପାରିଲେ ସେ ମ୍ୟାଥମେଟିକ୍ସ ଟିଚର ସେ କଣ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ପଢେଇବେ ତେଣୁ ଆମକୁ ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ଉପରେ ଡିପେଣ୍ଡ ନ କରିକି ଆମର ଗାଁର ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କୁ ଗାଁ ସ୍କୁଲରେ ଗାଁ ଚାଟଶାଳୀରେ କେମିତି ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ଟ୍ୟାଲେଣ୍ଟ କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବ ସେମାନେ ଯେମିତି ଗୋଟେ ଭାବିବେ ଯେ ଆମେ ଓଡିଆ ଭାଷାରେ କଥା ହେଲେ ବି ଆମେ କାହାରି ଠାରୁ ପଛୁଆ ନୁହେଁ ଇଂରାଜୀ ଭାଷା ଗୋଟେ ଏମିତି ଭାବରେ ଓଡିଶାର ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କୁ ବା ଇଣ୍ଡିଆର ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କୁ ମାଡିକି ରହିଛି ସେ ଇଂରାଜୀଟାକୁ ଗୋଟେ ଭାଷା ଭାବୁନା ସେ ଭାବୁଛନ୍ତି ଇଂରାଜୀଟା ଗୋଟେ ମାନେ କଣ ଟେକ୍ନୋଲୋଜି ଯିଏ ଇଂରାଜୀ କହିଲା ସେଇ ଶିକ୍ଷିତ ଆମକୁ ଏଟା ବ୍ରେକ୍ କରିବାକୁ କାରଣ ଆମର ଇଂଲିଶ ମିଡିୟମ ସ୍କୁଲରୁ ବାହାରୁଥିବା ପିଲାଙ୍କର ଓଡିଶାର ସଂଖ୍ୟା କମ୍ ପିଲାମାନେ ବହୁତ ବୁଦ୍ଧିଆ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଓଡିଆ ସ୍କୁଲରେ ପଢୁଛନ୍ତି ବହୁତ ବଢିଆ ମ୍ୟାଥମେଟିକ୍ସ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଇଂଲିଶ ମିଡିୟମ ସ୍କୁଲକୁ ଆସିଲେ ଡରୁଛନ୍ତି କଥା ହେବା ପାଇଁ କେତେ ଜଣ ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟରିଂ ପଢିକି ଏସବୁ କାମ କରିପାରିବେ କମ୍ପ୍ୟୁଟର ସାଇନ୍ସ ପାଇଁ ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟର ହବା ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ ବିଏସସି କମ୍ପ୍ୟୁଟର ସାଇନ୍ସରେ ବି କାମ ହେଇଯିବ ସବୁ ଗାଁରେ ପିଲା +2 ସାଇନ୍ସ ବିଏସସି ସାଇନ୍ସ ପଢିବା ପାଇଁ ଯୋଗ୍ୟ ଅଛି କମ୍ପ୍ୟୁଟର ସାଇନ୍ସ ତାଙ୍କର ପେପର ହେଇଗଲାଣି କ୍ଲାସ 10 ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଆମେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ୟୁଜ କରିପାରିବା ଖାଲି ସେ ପିଲାର ଇଣ୍ଟେଲିଜେନ୍ସ ଥିବା ଦରକାର ଆଇକ୍ୟୁ ଠିକ ଥିବା ଦରକାର ଆଉ ତାକୁ ଜଣେ ପଢେଇବା ପାଇଁ ଫଣ୍ଡାମେଣ୍ଟାଲ ଜିନିଷ ଆମରି ଭିତରୁ ଯୋଉମାନେ ଅନଲାଇନରେ କ୍ଲାସ କରିପାରିବେ ଯୋଉମାନେ ସେ ଚାहे ଲଣ୍ଡନରେ ଥାନ୍ତୁ ଆସି ସିଲିକନ ଭ୍ୟାଲିରେ ଥାନ୍ତୁ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ତାଙ୍କ ଗାଁ ପ୍ରତି ତାଙ୍କର ପ୍ରେମ ନାହିଁ ତା ଗାଁକୁ ସେ ଭଲ ପାଉନାହାନ୍ତି ମତେ କହିଲା ବେଳକୁ ଇମୋସନାଲ ହେଇଯାଉଛି ସେମାନେ ସମସ୍ତେ ଭଲ ପାଉଛନ୍ତି ସେମାନେ କରିବେ କଣ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ହାତରେ ଯେମିତି ଜଣେ ଭାଇ କହିଲେ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ହାତରେ ସ୍ମାର୍ଟଫୋନ ଅଛି ସମସ୍ତେ ଜୁମ ରେ କନେକ୍ଟେଡ ହେଇପାରିବେ କିଛି ନହେଲେ ଗୋଟେ ହ୍ୱାଟ୍ସଆପ ଗ୍ରୁପ ରେ କନେକ୍ଟେଡ ହେଇପାରିବେ 10 ଜଣଙ୍କର ଗାଁରେ ଯଦି 10ଟା ଟ୍ୟାଲେଣ୍ଟେଡ ପିଲା ଅଛନ୍ତି ସେ 10 ଜଣଙ୍କୁ ଗୋଟେ ହ୍ୱାଟ୍ସଆପ ଗ୍ରୁପ କରିକି ତାଙ୍କୁ ପ୍ରତି ଶନିବାର ରବିବାର ଘଣ୍ଟାଏ ମେସିନ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ ପାଇଥନ ବିଷୟରେ କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି ସେମାନେ ସେଇ ସ୍ମାର୍ଟଫୋନ ଟାକୁ ଯୋଉ ଧରୁଛନ୍ତି କରୁଛନ୍ତି କଣ ରିଲ ପରେ ରିଲ ଦେଖି ଚାଲିଛନ୍ତି ଏଠି ଗୀତ ଶୁଣୁଛନ୍ତି ସେଠି ଗୀତ ଶୁଣୁଛନ୍ତି ଗସିପ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଫଟୋ ଉଠଉଛନ୍ତି ଫେସବୁକ ରେ ପୋଷ୍ଟ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଏଠି ସେଠି କରୁଛନ୍ତି କେତେ ସମୟ ସେମାନେ ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ ଫୋନ ରେ ପ୍ରତିଦିନ ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ଛୋଟ ଛୋଟ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ବାପା ମା ମାନେ ଖାଇବାକୁ ଗୀତ ଶୁଣେଇକି ଗପ କହିକି ଦେଇ ପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି ଫୋନ ଟେ ଧରି ଦେଇକି ତାକୁ ଖପଉଛନ୍ତି ଇଜ ଦ ମିସୟୁଟିଲାଇଜେସନ ଅଫ ଟେକ୍ନୋଲୋଜି ଏଜ ଏ ସ୍ମାର୍ଟଫୋନ ଆମ ପାଖରେ ସ୍ମାର୍ଟଫୋନ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଅଛି ଇଣ୍ଟରନେଟ କନେକ୍ସନ ଅଛି ଗାଁରେ ଟାୱାର ଅଛି ସିଗ୍ନାଲ ପାଉଛି ଆମେ ତାକୁ ୟୁଜ କରିପାରୁନାହାନ୍ତି ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ଏଜୁକେଟ କରିବା ପାଇଁ
ସାର୍ ନମସ୍ତେ ମୁଁ ସୁଜାତା ଓସିଏଫ ର ଜଣେ ମେମ୍ବର ଖାଲି ଗୋଟିଏ ମିନିଟ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଗପସପ ରେ ଭାଗ ନେବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି କେନ ମାନେ ଏଲାଉ କରିବେ ଯଦି ମତେ ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଯାହା ଜାଣିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଥିଲି ହ୍ୟାଲୋ
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଗପ ସପ ସେସନ ତ ଖୋଲା ସେସନ କୁହନ୍ତୁ
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍ ମୁଁ ଜାଣିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଥିଲି ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟରିଂ ସହିତ ତାଙ୍କର ପିଆର ୱାର୍କରେ କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ କରୁଛି ବଟ୍ ମୁଁ ସେଠି ଗୋଟେ ଇନଫର୍ମେସନ ପାଇଲି କି ଦେ ଆର୍ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟେଡ ଟୁ ଇମ୍ପ୍ଲିମେଣ୍ଟ ଏଆଇ ଇନ୍ ଦେୟାର ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜ ଆଣ୍ଡ ମେସିନ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ ବଟ୍ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ସାର୍ ଶାନ୍ତନୁ ସାର୍ ପୂର୍ବରୁ କହୁଥିଲେ କି ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ପାଖରେ ସ୍କୋପ ଅଛି ବଟ୍ ମୁଁ ସେଇଠୁ ଜାଣିବାକୁ ପାଇଲି କି ଏଆଇସିଟି ତାକୁ ଦଉନାହିଁ କନଫର୍ମେସନ ଦଉନାହିଁ ତା କରିକୁଲମରେ ତାକୁ ଆଡ ହିଁ କରୁନାହିଁ ବିକଜ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ଡିସ୍କସନ ପାଇଁ ଯାଇଥିଲୁ ମୁଁ ନୋ ଡାଉଟ ବ୍ୟାକରେ ଥିଲି ବଟ୍ ଏ ଡିସ୍କସନ ଶୁଣୁଥିଲି କି ସେମାନେ କ୍ଲିୟରଲି କହିଲେ ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ସେ ପାଠ ପଢିବା ପାଇଁ ଆମ ପାଖେ ଷ୍ଟାଫ ନାହିଁ ଯଦି ବି ଆପଣ ବାହାରୁ ହାୟାର କରିକି ପାଠ ପଢେଇବେ ତା क्वेश्चन प्रिपेयर करिया पय आम पाखरे के स्टाफ नाही आम पाखरे सिस्टम नाही so that we cannot allow to you implement the AI or machine learning so it is very sad thing तो या ऊपर जदि किछि पॉइंट सर नोट टिके रखिबे मु एटा ऊपर फर्दर पुनी ओसेट मीटिंग रे आसीबे एवं मोर जो मो एरिया रे जोटा डिस्कशन करिया को चाहूची बा इंप्लीमेंट करिया को चाहूची ए पॉइंट गोटे सर नोट करिया को चाहूची
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆପଣ କୋଉ ଏରିଆରେ ଡିସ୍କସନ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି ସୁଜାତା ମ୍ୟାଡାମ?
ମୁଁ ସर ମୁଁ ଆଇ ବିଲଙ୍ଗ ଟୁ ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱର ନା ମୁଁ ଯୋଉ ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟରିଂ କଲେଜ ସହିତ କନେକ୍ଟ ହୋଇଥିଲି ତାଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ ଡିସ୍କସନ ରେ ବସିଥିଲି ସେମାନେ କହିଲେ କି ଆମକୁ AICTE ପରମିଶନ ଦଉନାହିଁ ବିକଜ ଆମର ଓଡିଶାରେ ୟା ଉପରେ କିଛି ବି ନା କରିକୁଲମ ଅଛି ନା ଟେକ୍ନୋଲୋଜି ଅଛି ନା ଆମେ ତାକୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ ସବଜେକ୍ଟ ଏଲାଉ କରିଦେବୁ ଆପଣ ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟରିଂ କଲେଜରେ ଆପଣ ଆମେ ଏଲାଉ କରିଦେବୁ ତାକୁ ମାନେ ପ୍ରପର ଚ୍ୟାନେଲାଇଜ ହୋଲ୍ ଡୁ ଇଟ୍ ଆମେ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ପ୍ୟାଟର୍ନ ବି ତିଆରି କରିପାରିବୁ ମାନେ ହୋଲ୍ ଚେକ୍ ଇଟ୍
Excellent. No, excellent point. So we ଆମେ ଏଇ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଟାକୁ ନୋଟ କରିଛୁ and ଓଡ଼ିଶା AI ତରଫରୁ ଗୋଟେ AI ଫାଉଣ୍ଡେସନ ସିରିଜ ରନ୍ କରୁଛି ଏଟା କଣ ନା AI ର ଫାଉଣ୍ଡେସନାଲ ନଲେଜ ସିରିଜ ଟା ରନ୍ କରୁଛି ପ୍ରଥମ ତିନିଟା ର ମୁଁ ପର୍ସନାଲି ନଉଛି ତ ଆପଣ କିଏ AI ର ଡିଟେଲ୍ସ ଯେମିତି ବୁଝିବା ପାଇଁ ଚେଷ୍ଟା କରୁଥିବେ they are welcome. It's a no barrier to entry, right? I'm trying to make it jette sambhav hobo non technical.
May I note your number, sir? Sir, may I note your number, sir?
Yes, madam. You may note my number. My number is. I don't take calls, so.
Okay,
but,
sir. I'll text you.
karibe.
Behalf of office, will text. Our chairman will text
Mo
you
number
something.
mu type karideli. Mo number. Sorry. भूल हला मो नंबर टाको टाइप करी दउची जो माने मो प्राय कॉल रिसीव करे नाही टेक्स्ट would be the best medium. Yes.
Okay, sir. No issue.
So two things then आपनकर टीचर मानन पई जुलाई रु गोटे सीरीज आरंभ होची only for teachers because students thinks at a different level teachers think at a different level टीचर मानन पई गोटे सीरीज आरंभ होची again no barrier to entry anyone who wants to get into AI they can come on board. So ଆପଣ ଦୁଇଟା ପଏଣ୍ଟ କହିଲେ ସେ ଦୁଇଟାର ସଲ୍ୟୁସନ ଏବେ ହିଁ ଅଛି ଓଡ଼ିଶା AI ତରଫରୁ ଏବେ ହିଁ ଚାଲିଛି.
Okay, sir.
Thanks for bringing it. You are welcome joining.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Sir, Santanu sir, ଆପଣଙ୍କ କଥା କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟ୍ ହେଉଛି ଏ ଯୋଉ ସ୍ପାର୍ଟେକ୍ ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟରିଂ ସାର୍ ଆପଣ ଭିଡିଓରେ ଥିଲେ ଆପଣଙ୍କ କଥା ଟିକେ ଶୁଣିବା ପାଇଁ ଇଚ୍ଛା ହେଉଛି.
ହଁ ମୁଁ ଲାଇନରେ ଅଛି ଏପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଅଛି ମୁଁ କଣ କହୁଥିଲି ନା ଏ ଯେମିତି ଜଣେ ସୁଜାତା ମ୍ୟାଡାମ କହିଲେ ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରକାର ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଆମେ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲ ଫିଲ୍ଡ କି ଗଲେ ମୋ ପାଖରେ 100 ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଅଛି କହିବା ପାଇଁ ଜିନିଷ ହଉଛି ଜଣକୁ କାହାକୁ ଓନରସିପ ନବାକୁ ପଡିବ ଧରନ୍ତୁ ଅଞ୍ଜନ ବାବୁ ଓନରସିପ ନବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛନ୍ତି ଆମକୁ ଅଞ୍ଜନ ବାବୁଙ୍କର ଆମ ଠାରୁ କଣ ସପୋର୍ଟ ଦରକାର ଆମେ ଅଞ୍ଜନ ବାବୁଙ୍କ ଠାରୁ କଣ ଏକ୍ସପେକ୍ଟ କରୁଛୁ ଆମେ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲି କେତେ ଯେମିତି ଆମର ଏବେ ପଣ୍ଡା ସାର୍ କହିଲେ ଆଦିତ୍ୟ ପଣ୍ଡା ସାର୍ ଯୋଉମାନେ ଭଲେଣ୍ଟିୟରିଂ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ କନସିଷ୍ଟାନ୍ସି ନାହିଁ ଭଲ ଲୋକ ଆମେ ସବୁ ମନ ଅଛି 5 ଦିନ 10 ଦିନ କରିବା କାଲି ଗୋଟେ ଦାୟିତ୍ୱ ଦେବେ କାଲି ଦେଲା ପରେ ସେ ତାଙ୍କର ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକ କାମରେ ବିଜି ଥିବେ ସେ ଆସିବେ ତେଣୁ ଆମ ପାଖରେ ଯୋଉଟା ସବୁଠାରୁ ଅଧିକା ଅଛି ସେଟା ହଉଛି ଆମର ରିସୋର୍ସଟା ହଉଛି ହ୍ୟୁମାନ ରିସୋର୍ସ ଓଡିଆ ଲୋକମାନେ ଭାରି ଭଲ ଲୋକ ମାନେ ଭଲ ଲୋକ ଇନ ଦି ସେନ୍ସ ମୋର କହିବା ତର ସେମାନେ ଏତେ କୁଟଳୀ ନୁହନ୍ତି ଅନ୍ୟ ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କ ଭଳିଆ ମୁଁ ଦେଖିଛି ମୁଁ ତାମିଲନାଡୁରେ ରହୁଛି ମୁଁ ବହୁତ ୱେଷ୍ଟ ବେଙ୍ଗଲ ଲୋକ ମହାରାଷ୍ଟ୍ର ଲୋକ କର୍ଣ୍ଣାଟକ ଆନ୍ଧ୍ର ଲୋକଙ୍କ ସହିତ ବହୁତ ଜଡିତ ମୋର ପର୍ସନାଲ ବିଜନେସ ଲେବଲ ବଟ ଓଡିଆ ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କ ଭଳିଆ ଶାନ୍ତିପ୍ରିୟ ଲୋକ ସରଳ ଲୋକ ପଖାଳ ଖାଇଥିବା ଲୋକ ବହୁତ କମ ଇମୋସନାଲ ହେଇଥାଇପାରନ୍ତି ସମସ୍ତେ ତ ଭଲ ନୁହେଁ କିଛି ତ ଖରାପ ରହିବେ କିନ୍ତୁ ଯେତିକି ଅଛନ୍ତି ସେତିକି ଆମ ପାଇଁ କାଫି ଏବେ ଆମକୁ ଗୋଟେ ଭଲେଣ୍ଟିୟର କନସିଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଟଲି ଭଲେଣ୍ଟିୟର ହବା ଧରଣର ଲୋକ ଥିବା ଦରକାର ତାର କମ ବୁଦ୍ଧି ହେଲେ ବି ଚଳିବ ସେ ବହୁତ ଇଣ୍ଟେଲିଜେଣ୍ଟ ହବା ବି ଦରକାର କନସିଷ୍ଟାନ୍ସି ହବା ଆମ ପାଖରେ ଯଦି ଯୋଉଟା ହ୍ୟୁମାନ ରିସୋର୍ସ ଦେଇ ହବ ଯୋଉଟା ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କ ଦ୍ଵାରା ହବ ଭଲେଣ୍ଟିୟର ମାନଙ୍କ ଦ୍ଵାରା ହବ ସେଟା ଯଦି ଆମର ଭଲେଣ୍ଟିୟରଟା ନ ରହିବ ଜଣେ ଇଣ୍ଟେଲିଜେଣ୍ଟ ଲୋକ କଣ କହିବ ଅଞ୍ଜନ ବାବୁଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ବହୁତ ବୁଦ୍ଧି ଅଛି ସେ ବହୁତ ଇଣ୍ଟେଲିଜେଣ୍ଟ ସେ ବହୁତ କରିବାର କ୍ଷମତା ଅଛି ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଟିମ୍ ନାହିଁ ସେ କଣଟା କରିବ ଏଇ ଗାଁରେ ଏଇ ଜାଗାରେ ସେ ବହିଟା ଓଡିଆ ବଢିଆ ବହିଟା ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସଲେଟ କରିକି ସେ ପହଞ୍ଚେଇ ଦେବେ ସେଠି ପଢିବା ପାଇଁ ଟିଚର ନାହାନ୍ତି ସେ କଣ କରିବେ शनिवार रविवार रे जने लोक को से खोजिबे जे तांक से गां रही थिबो जाको किछि ना किछि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस विषय जଣା थिबो बा सोशल इंजीनियरिंग विषय जଣା थिबो कंप्यूटर साइंस विषय दरकार सीए ताको गां रो 10 जन पिला को नेकी गोटे व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप करिकी प्रति शनिवार रे रविवार रे ताको जते समय होउची से घंटा पिला को गपी पारिबो गपसप होई पारिबो कि तांक संगे इंटेलिजेंट गप ताको पांचटा क्वेश्चन पचारि पारिबो कि जोटा ता केही केबे पचार ना जोटा ताको काली इंस्पायर करिवो सिलिकन वैली रे पहुंचवा पई बा बैंगलोर रे पहुंचवा पई बा गुटे दिने माइक्रोसॉफ्ट की गूगल रे काम करिवा पई पिला हमर पिला तो करिवे हमर ओडिसा रे जोटा असुविधा सेटा कोन आसी राजस्थान गुजरात लोक सॉल्व करिवे हम इंडिया रे जोटा प्रॉब्लम कोन जापान जते भलो कंट्री हेले सिंगापुर जते डिसिप्लिन हेले इंडिया रे प्रॉब्लम कोन सिंगापुर लोक आसी सॉल्व करिवे ना जापान लोक आसी सॉल्व इंडिया लोक तो करिया पड़ियो ना जेमिति ओडिसा रे जोटा प्रॉब्लम है ओडिसा लोक तो करिया पड़ियो हम गां रे जोटा प्रॉब्लम हम गां लोक तो करिया पड़ियो यू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द ग्रास रूट लेवल जदि मो घरे कोन प्रॉब्लम अछि मो घर लोक सॉल्व करे ना पड़िसा ग्रास जदि मो गां पिला मानकर कोन जिंस डिप्राइव होउचंती हम गां स्कूल रे इधर फैसिलिटी नाही हम गां रे जो माने ऑलरेडी बाहर को बाहर गेल सेही माने ताको एड्रेस करिवे सब बळे गवर्नमेंट कहले सब बळे गवर्नमेंट करिवो गवर्नमेंट कोन गवर्नमेंट किछटा जिंस फैसिलिटेट करिवो सेटा को भी हमको ताक पाखरु कोनसी उपाय रे लागी पाती काढी के आनिबा को पड़िबो आपे आपे से माने देबे नि केई करिवे जे जो गवर्नमेंट आसु बीजेपी आसु बीजेडी आसु जे भी आसु सेति पई बेरा सर थिले हमरो जने बहुत ज्ञानी ए सब विषय रे पार्लियामेंट कमिटी रे भी अछंती ताकठर बड़ बेसी लोक भी नथिबे इवन पार्लियामेंट भितरे टोटल पार्लियामेंट रे भी एते जिंस जानिथिबा एमपी के नथिबे तांकर ज्ञान रे नथिबे पीएचडी कर नथिबे कंप्यूटर साइंस रे तेनु मोर कहवा कथा हम पाखरे जेति सोर रिसोर्स अछि केमिति बेस्ट यूटिलाइजेशन करबा को पड़िबो सेति पई अंजन बाबू जति एटा को चाहुचंती दायित्व नियंतु निजे लीड करंतु निजे कंसिस्टेंटली काम करंतु का कोन सहायता मागुचंती बा सहायता के करि परिबे वॉलंटियरली बाहरंतु जे वॉलंटियरली बाहरिबे जा पाखरे आइडिया अछि प्रथमे सीए कमिट करबा दरकार जे मु 2 दिन या 3 दिन या वॉलंटियर करिके तापर पळेबे और कंसिस्टेंसी रहबा दरकार जेमिति आरएसएस गोटे संस्था चालीची सेतिरे समस्त स्वेच्छासेवी अछंती वॉलंटियर प्रॉपर्ली होउचंती किंतु शाखा लगेबा को पडुची द शाखा लागिवो स्कूल लेवल रे सरस्वती विद्या मंदिर से मान करिवे से मानकू मेकानिज्म डेवलप करबा पड़ियो आइडिया विदाउट मेकानिज्म हेविंग नो तेनु आपनको पूरा ग्रास रूट लेवल रु सिलिकॉन तो जो स्टेज रे जहा जहा करबा पड़िबो तार गुटे ब्लूप्रिंट करबा पड़ियो से ब्लूप्रिंट एवरी सेक्शन रे गां लेवल रे पंचायत लेवल रे ब्लॉक लेवल रे डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल रे स्टेट लेवल रे इंप्लीमेंट करबा पड़ियो प्रति लेवल रे वॉलंटियर दरकार प्रति लेवल रे वॉलंटियर आ अछंती भी किंतु ताकू जोड़ीबा पई एक मेकानिज्म दरकार जने लीडर दरकार जदि अंजन बाबू एटा को करबा को चाहुचंती सीए ओडिसा को लीड करिवे कि सेक्शन से कमिटेड जदि पंडा सर एटा कहउचंती पंडा सर कर केतना कमिटमेंट अछि आ केतना बढ़ेबे कि तांग सहायता करिवे जदि एटी एमपी बेहरा सर अछंती बा पळेलेनी सीए ताक लेवल रे हमकु गवर्नमेंट रो छाडी किसी प्राइवेट जने वॉलंटियर हेबे सी एमपी पार्लियामेंट रे अछंती तांग सब
अंजना बाबू
Yes, sir.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद इज गोइंग टू कंक्लूडिंग और
Yeah, so I was letting Santanu sir complete his thoughts.
good
No interrupt करनो थे. So,
I am done. I am done. Everybody's time is valuable. I am done. Please, you can conclude it. More number टा मुखा लिखि दोची जदी मुकारी किछि काम रे लागि परिबी एनी हेल्प कांटेक्ट करिवे
we have sent the email of Odisha Corporate Foundation if anybody has some idea thought process how to take forward and how to contribute and Mr. Behera also in both central government state government is taking care we can take a lot of help from him that my suggestions and request to every members.
yes, sir. Sir, as you have the mic on, please take us toward conclusion with your last words. There, sir. Bharat sir, thank you. And thank you everyone. I would like to take everybody's name whom I see. Santanu sir, ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଇମୋସନାଲ କନଭରସେସନ ବହୁତ ଭଲ ଲାଗିଲା। ଆମେ କନେକ୍ଟ ଆପଣ ଓଡ଼ିଆରେ ଲେଖୁଛନ୍ତି that really caught my attention and I am indebted to you for that। ମୁଁ ଡେଫିନେଟଲି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ କନେକ୍ଟ ବ୍ୟାକ୍ କରିବି। ତ ତାପରେ ଅମିୟ ଭାଇ ମତେ ଲାଗୁଛି ଅମିୟ ୟୁ ଆର୍ ଫ୍ରମ୍ ଡାଟମ୍ସ। ତ ନମସ୍କାର ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ। ଜଗନ୍ନାଥ ପଟ୍ଟନାୟକ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ନମସ୍କାର। ରେଖା କର ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ନମସ୍କାର। ସତ୍ୟବ୍ରତ ସାହୁ କିଏ ଜଣେ ଆଇଫୋନରୁ ଅଛନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କୁ ତ ମୁଁ ଜାଣିପାରୁନି, ତାଙ୍କୁ ବି ନମସ୍କାର। ପ୍ରକାଶ ନାୟକ, ସତ୍ୟଜିତ ମିଶ୍ର, ସଞ୍ଜୟ ସାହୁ, ସୁଜାତା ମ୍ୟାଡମ, ସ୍ପାର୍ଟେକ୍ ଇଞ୍ଜିନିୟରିଂ ସାର୍ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ନାଁଟା ମୁଁ ଜାଣିପାରିଲିନି, ସରି ଅବାଉଟ୍ ଇଟ୍। And Chinmay Bhaina, and finally Vera sir. Thank you so much. We are meeting again next month, last Sunday, 6:30 p.m. in this forum. Thank you. Namaskar, Jai Jagannath, Vande Uttal Janani. Let's make Odisha AI capital of the globe.
नमस्कार, जय जगन्नाथ, वंदे उत्कल जननी।